Sound. The Florida Panthers are heading to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second straight season. They topped the Boston Bruins 2-1 tonight and in the series in 6 games. The Panthers are moving on. It's the welcome inside. We're already here in New York City for tonight's matchup. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. The Panthers and the New York Rangers, the two division winners from the Eastern Conference. Head this evening. It is yours! The overtime winner! Here in Game 4, and this series is tied! Stanley Cup Final. The Panthers are Eastern Conference classes strong for the rest of the first three, but it's a different deal this year for sure. Different deal this year for sure. We finished group that satisfied just making this in the finals. We put in a lot of hard work to get back here, and it took a lot, but we're still we're not satisfied yet, so we still got to do. We're not satisfied yet. We're not satisfied yet. That's what it's moving. So. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Actually, the next week's are good weeks. Got just a feeling, stomach that I have, that tonight's gonna be a good night, and the next 2 weeks gonna be a good night. Panthers versus the Edmonton Oilers. I know they got the start. Vlad is crawling into the studio right now. I am really, really worried about my cousin right there. He is crawling. Come on. He's crawling. He's trying to talk to me. I'm worried. Actually, he's got a feeling. It's a bad feeling. I don't even know if he's got a score right now. I might have to actually look him out. Okay. Vlad's hurting. And the Oilers are going to be hurt soon because those Panthers are coming for you. Like I said, I got a feeling. Tonight's going to be a good night. The next 2 weeks are going to be good weeks. Last year, very exciting. The Panthers were in the Stanley Cup Finals. This year, we're not excited. We're not looking around saying, ooh, this is so cool. This year, it's all business. Been there, done that. Well, we're not looking empty-handed. 8 o'clock tonight, the puck drops. Amerant Bank Arena. On what I'm saying is the biggest game in Panthers history. Now, I know they've been in some Stanley Cup Finals. Last year, they even went into this one just feels different. This one feels like we're on the cusp of something really big. And this is one of the biggest nights. Definitely one of the biggest nights ever. Maybe the biggest night ever in Panthers history. That's to be determined, of course. More nights to come. But, whoo! And this area, South Florida, is hot right now for Panthers. Everywhere I go, people are representing their hats, Panther shirts, talking about the Panthers. And they're not just talking about the Panthers, saying, oh, yeah, I hope they win the finals. They're dropping knowledge. Like, I know last year we had Anthony Duclair, but this year we got Rodriguez, we got Forsling doing their thing. You're like, oh, people are hot for it. Tickets, also very hot. $400, $500, $600, $700. And you know what? Panthers fans are representing. They are buying those tickets. They are out loud and proud. Tonight, whoo, it's going to be a special night out there in Plantation, Sunrise, everywhere else you call it. It's all. I'm at Duffy's all the time. Duffy's last night was hot. They got the Panthers, people going to represent, and everybody getting crazy. Probably already pre-gaming out there. It's crazy. Representative Vladimir Lewis with us right now. Vlad, I know you're hurting a little bit right now. Got a feeling, man, that tonight the Edmonton Oilers might be hurting a little bit too because these Panthers, they are ready to go.
Should be. They had a week. Oh, man, it's not even that, man. It's not even that. It's just these Panthers. They sound determined. They look determined. Got a feeling in my stomach, man. It's just that feeling. A lot going on in the sports world, but seriously, the Panthers are on the tip of everyone's tongue as you listen to national hosts, as you watch ESPN. They're talking about the Panthers and the Oilers. It is a great storyline. Two teams
What
that,
is the storyline?
I mean, there's so many different ones. Geographically, very, very far, very, very distant. Historically, very, very far, very, very distant. You got Canada versus USA. 31 years since a Canadian team has hoisted Lord Stanley Cup. Make it 32, hopefully. Florida, not a quote-unquote traditional hockey market, not a quote-unquote legendary hockey team. Edmonton, of course, they had the Wayne Gretzky era. They're Canada. They've been around for a while. They're a hockey market. Traditionalists will say, oh, those Panthers. But traditionalists will also watch the Panthers and say, respect, because this team is deep. This team is talented. It is well coached. And the fan base has stepped up. Yeah, lots of goodies right there. Lots of goodies. Florida could win their first Stanley Cup. Edmonton can return the glory to Canada. You got Northwest versus Southeast. Very, very cool. Very, very cultured. Very, very fun. Tonight's going to be a big one all over South Florida. If you can't make it to the game, no worries. We got you. 8 o'clock pregame, 7 o'clock right here, 560 WQAM.
Oh, it's an hour pregame.
That's what I've been told. Doug Plagans this morning on Panthers Insider said we've got an hour pregame here on 560 WQAM and on the app, Odyssey app. Schedule says it's at 7:30. Nonetheless, just stay with us the rest of the day. We got you. We got you covered. We're going to talk a lot of Panthers. We're going to also get into some of the stuff that the Dolphins have going on. We got the NBA Finals happening. What's wrong with the Boston Celtics? You and I, Vlad, said don't pay attention to all this. The Boston Celtics are pretty darn good. Oh no, I think 6 teams in the West could beat the Celtics. Okay. Pause. Boston Celtics pretty darn good. Porzingis too, by the way, coming off of not playing for a month. Didn't know he was that big of a difference, but yeah, we're going to get into all that and so much more. But right now, let's get into the headlines. Of course, you don't want to bury the lead. The Panthers and Oilers open the Stanley Cup Finals tonight at 8, Game 2, Monday at 8. 10 years ago this month, Aaron Ekblad, Sam Reinhart, Leon Draisaitl, and Sam Bennett went 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the NHL draft. They're all going to be on the ice tonight as the Panthers look to win their first Stanley Cup, and the Oilers hope to put Canada back in prominence, hockey prominence, 31 years since a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup. Tonight, Game 1, like I said, 8 o'clock. Vlad, you will be in attendance, right? I don't know. You're playing injured, bro.
Yeah. These next 2 games better hurry up. I got to go to the doctor.
Are you still hurt from the fall?
Yeah.
Ooh, I haven't really talked to you very much.
It's yesterday morning. I was feeling good, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know if I made a wrong movement or whatever. I just feel like it's re-aggravated.
Yeah, we're not making jokes when we said when you're an adult, and when I say an adult, past the age of 24, and you fall, it is not a bounce right back. It is a week or 2 or 3, and that's serious. I mean, I'm not even joking.
Nah.
Oh, man. So tough it out tonight, Vlad. I want you all herbal substances, natural health, and I don't want you taking anything crazy, man. You need to focus on this game tonight.
I can't even enjoy my herbal essence.
No.
Yeah, bro. The pain is just like
that's not fair.
Yeah, the pain's not subsiding.
Do I need to introduce you to somebody?
No.
I can get you help.
No.
I don't know what that means, but nonetheless. Mike McDaniel continues to hammer home that the Dolphins have a 24-year playoff win drought, stating that you get what you emphasize. The season, of course, opens September 8th against Jacksonville. The Mavericks and the Celtics face off in Game 2 of the NBA Finals tomorrow at 8. The Celtics lead the series 1-0. Not surprised, Vlad. We told you, don't listen to all this. What's wrong with the Celtics? A team that only lost 3 games. Was it 3? No, 2 games in the playoffs so far.
Mind you, they don't say that after Game 1.
I mean, it was a dominating
It's always after Game 2. Because remember, if Dallas wins Game 2, they got exactly what they wanted. They wanted to split, and then we'll have the what's wrong with the Boston Celtics storyline. It's never after Game 1. It's always after Game 2.
It's always after Game 2. There were people in this market even, I think the 4 finalists in the West could easily beat the Celtics. I was like, pause. Don't say that. Celtics had the best record in the regular season. And I know in South Florida, we don't love to hear that. We don't like that. But I predicted, you did a great job predicting that the Mavericks would make it to the finals. I don't know if I did such a great job predicting that Celtics would win it all because they were the favorites. But, I mean, still stuck to those guns, and we'll see. I'm telling you right now, I got a feeling about Stanley Cup finals, and I also have a feeling about these NBA finals too, and we're just going to leave it at that. Simeon Barrow has tweeted that he is still a Hurricane amidst rumors he's leaving the U. The defensive lineman recently transferred from Michigan State. Of course, he left practice the other day, apparently went back to his home city in Georgia, but seems like no smoke, no fire right there. Jimmy Butler posted a picture of him on a plane with the destination being San Jose, California in the background, sparking rumors that he could be looking for a trade to the Warriors. In real Heat news, though, the team
That's shocking because I was watching our boy Tobin, and Tobin said that Jimmy was on the LA Sparks telecast.
He was flying from Van Nuys, California to San Jose.
Van Nuys, man. Van Nuys, great place.
Interesting area. It's a pretty interesting area.
Yeah, a lot of dispensaries and porn.
I didn't know that.
I mean,
it's a warehouse area, isn't it? From what I remember. I know a lot of people that have like kitchens and, food delivery.
It's a lot of mostly dispensaries and, production companies, that usually film adult content. But he was on with I think in the LA Sparks telecast, and, I guess he was flirting with the Lakers. That started to spark rumors that Jimmy might want to go to LA.
It's not happening. We already heard. We're not doing it. We're not playing the games. I'm just saying there was a plane ride from Van Nuys to San Jose, and in the background had now the Warriors are saying, "Oh, good, Jimmy." I don't know if you're in a better situation with the Warriors than the Heat. I mean, I think the Heat are actually in a better spot than the Warriors are right now. We'll see. My man, Brian De La Cruz, he had a day yesterday, went 3 for 4 with a home run as the Marlins defeated the Guardians, the best team in baseball, by the way, 3-2. Tonight, it is Puerto Rican Pride Night at Lone Depot Park as the two play at 7:35. Puerto Rican Pride Night. Get some mofongo. Have a good time. Nice. Inter Miami is on an international break this week and will return to play next Saturday at 7:30 against Philadelphia. Messi was recently asked about Neymar transferring to Inter Miami, and he said it's unlikely because his deal with Saudi Arabia and just his life circumstances. So Messi didn't even mince his words, said Neymar's not likely coming to Inter Miami anytime soon. Now, in the future, I predict he will towards the end of his career, but right now, Neymar not coming to Inter Miami. Number one, he's injured really badly. He hasn't been able, pinning Saudi Arabia. He's still got another year in his contract. It's Saudi Arabia. He's not even going to be playing at the Copa America. So that means Brazil's going to crap the bed again, even though they should win the whole thing. They're going to lose. The United States is going to win it all, but that's neither here nor there. We're not going to get into that right now. I don't want to have that argument with people. It's my favorite argument to have, though, that the USA is going to win the Copa America. And then
you could dream.
And then 2 years, can I also dream about the World Cup? Home
you
pitch?
Can dream. Nobody ever said you can't dream.
I mean, teams that are at home usually do pretty good in the World Cup. I'm just saying. Florida high school athletes can now profit from NIL's deals.
Brazil didn't win.
What are you talking about? Yeah, but they usually do pretty good, I said.
Oh, okay. I just remember.
Remember when it was in Russia and Russia like went on to the semifinals and stuff like that?
Yeah, okay. But they don't win.
I said good. I didn't say champion. Yeah, good. I mean, it would be great if the U.S. gets into the knockout round and wins a game. That's good.
Yeah, but
I've never seen.
Haven't we gotten past the point of just getting to the knockout round and winning game? Like, can we not get to the like?
I've never seen the USA team win a knockout round game, Vlad.
Can we get to the quarters? Can we get to the semis? Can we get to the finals? Can we win the damn thing?
Can I just get one?
All right, go ahead.
I can't wait. They play Bolivia. USA first round. I think it's the 23rd of this month. It's a Sunday, 6:00. They play Bolivia in the first leg of the Copa America. I don't know where it is. I'm not going, so I'm just going to watch on TV. I got to figure out where I'm going to watch that bad boy, man. I'm excited. The Dolphins' preseason schedule has been announced. They will host Atlanta Friday, August 9th at 7 p.m. Then they're back at home Saturday, August 17th, 7 p.m. against the Washington Commanders. Then they finish exhibition play on the road against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Friday, August 23rd at 7:30. We'll have your pregame, postgame, wrap it all up for you.
I like that.
Right here on 560 WQAM.
I like the fact they're not playing Jacksonville, considering they're playing them the first game of the season.
Right.
Usually they don't really want to travel during the preseason, so I thought maybe Tampa and Jacksonville would be the opponents, and then one more, but
Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's Washington this year.
Washington making the trip, too. Commanders.
Coming down here, right?
You get a little Jaden Daniels, yeah.
Right.
LSU.
I don't think he might play. He probably play that game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're going to get him some rep. They got to get him some run. Can't just throw him to the Wolves the first day of the regular season. That'd be a little, The U.S. men's national team, they face Colombia in an international friendly tonight at 5:30. I might have to keep an eye on that game too, Vlad. U.S. men's national, Colombia. Pretty sure there's going to be some establishments in my neighborhood airing that game. So I'd have to walk around and kind of check that out. Maybe make sure the beers are cold at Bob's Your Uncle on the Rocks, maybe some of the other restaurants in that area. And I have no shame in cheering for the U.S. men's national team. I don't care.
That's your squad.
If people like yell at me and scream at me, like when I was wearing the French jersey when they were playing Argentina in the World Cup final, people called me racist. I said, how am I racist? You're the one calling. No, I'm a United States citizen. That's my team. I'd be like you, Vlad. You love the Knicks. There's nothing wrong with cheering on the Knicks here in Miami. That's your team.
Facts.
I'm not going to. Iga Swiatek defeated Jasmine Paolini at the French
She's a
Open.
machine, bro.
She almost put up some more Iga's bagels. She won 6-2, 6-1 straight sets. She took care of Coco Gauff too, and I thought Coco Gauff had her, but Iga Swiatek is nasty, especially third French Open in a row. Very nice. Tomorrow at 8:30 a.m., I know you're going to get up for this one, Vlad. Carlos Alcaraz will face Alexander Zverev in the men's final. Carlos Alcaraz, Spain. Alexander Zverev, Germany. I was actually watching Zverev play yesterday at News Cafe in South Beach. It was on the TV. I just turned it on.
Love News Cafe.
Oh, bro, News Cafe is so dope, bro. Love it, man. It's a great area too, man. It was raining, so like people were all over the place trying to get away from the beach. It was cool.
It rained last night?
Yesterday. Oh, yeah. In South Beach and around here. Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
Caitlin Clark tied a rookie record for threes, hitting 7 and scoring 30 last night as the Indiana Fever downed the Washington Mystics 85-83. Of course, we're going to be here today and tomorrow, Vlad. We're going to get into this whole Caitlin Clark situation. But you said, watch out, because she's going to come and bust your ass. She's starting to bust. She was taking some deep shots last night. She was feeling it. And this evening, the Belmont Stakes will be run in New York. I have a conundrum, Vlad. I don't know which horse to bet on. Mystic Dan. He finished first, Kentucky Derby. Second at the Preakness. He's one of the favorites, but the favorite in the race, Sierra Leone, is just raw talent, as they would say. Just fastest, lightning, and favored to win just because,
by the way,
he is that big and fast. But
I like the breakdown.
That's
how you know that Sierra Leone has raw talent. Like I like to know.
Yeah. So
what needs to be polished? Pause. What needs to be what does the horse Sierra Leone need to do in order to get the rawness out?
He's immature, so he doesn't run a smart race.
How old is the horse?
I do not have those stats in front of me right now.
Okay,
It is it's a young colt. It is a colt.
A young colt.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll tell you exactly what happened. If you see I'm a little bit darker, I went to the beach Thursday. So on the beach, I stopped and I was hanging out with Giuseppe, and he and I love to bet on the horses. So we were kind of going over the facts and the stats and everything like that. And I'm having trouble, man. Mystic Dan, that's my dude right there. And he's finished first and second in the last 2 big races. Could be a third Triple Crown. Oh, well, not a Triple Crown, but 2 of the 3. And then Sierra Leone, though, is just so strong and just. And the thing is, Sierra Leone likes to be a front runner, and there's a couple of horses in this race that want to be front runners because that's how they're going to win. It's a true breakdown.
I know you're breaking it down, but you're breaking like I'm almost believing you.
It's true.
I'm almost, like you sound like you're really good.
I have looked into.
You sound like you're like the next Kenny Rice.
Look when you're. Yeah, thank you. I mean, my last name is Day. I mean, Pat Day, all-time great jockey in the world, man. So
okay.
So what I'm saying is when you're putting money on a horse, you want to do due diligence. So I've actually kind of looked into these horses. I think in the end, I'm going to put money on Mystic Dan, though.
I'm going to hit up Defoe.
Dude, that dude. That's where I do get some of my information for the horse races.
That's why I know. I was like, yeah, I'm going to hit up Defoe.
I got to listen to some of his stuff.
I'm going to hit up Defoe or Eddie Decay.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit the capper.
He's got
they all got
some jelly.
They all know who's the horse to bet on today.
No. I'm telling you, man, Mystic Dan. I'm gonna do Mystic Dan. Although Sierra Leone, trending on X too, because it's a great horse. But I don't know.
Every time you say Sierra Leone, I want to say diamonds are forever. Shout
I
out
like
to
the name too, by the way.
Kanye.
Oh, happy birthday, Kanye, by the way.
Today?
Yeah,
Oh, what's that?
his name's Kanye West Kardashian.
Hmm.
I don't really like. No, I'm not getting into that. Let's go ahead and step into the day spa. I've been keeping up with the Kardashians for sure. Saw the most recent episode. They had the Golden Bachelor on. They were like apparently big. No. This one's interesting, Vlad. I've been laughing about this one all day. Kind of got me in a good mood. There's a fungus that infects cicadas that makes them sexual zombies. The males that are infected have a higher sex drive, are more willing to sing and dance to attract mates, and this fungus also makes them bisexual.
Wait, what is it?
So it's a fungus that gets onto
On-
these cicadas.
Cicadas.
And it gives them a wild sex drive to where they dance and sing more for their mates, but it's not just for the ladies. The men, they decide to, they're so sexually driven that they go both ways.
Yeah, I need that fungus.
No, no. Up next, we're going to take a break before the Panthers. We're going to talk a lot of Panthers today, but the Dolphins, there's some interesting stuff coming out of minicamp. We'll break that down. Some Tyreek, some Tua, some Mike McDaniel next on 560 WQAM.
WQAM broadcast.
girl meets boy on Thursday night. Boy was high, girl fly like kite. They hold hands until next day. Boy then let's go hit his way. Boy was
Getting ready for that big Panthers game tonight, 8 o'clock. Seriously, I just feel as though this is the biggest Panthers game in history. I know they've had other games and they've won a Stanley Cup game, but it just feels like this is the beginning of something really, really special. Hopefully have a special season for the Dolphins. They started minicamp this week. That means all the big guns were at the facility and all of them were talking. And of course, when you talk Tua, you talk contract extension. Our dude Omar Kelly, who works here, 560 WQAM for the pregame of the Dolphins. He also joins the Joe Rose Show. He also works for the Miami Herald. He caught Tua after one of the practices, and Tua kind of a little like, we need to get this extension done.
I'm not blind to people that, are in my position that are getting paid. Am I concerned about it? I'm not concerned about it, but there's a lot of discussion, that we've had that, we just are trying to move that thing into the right direction where we can both be happy.
Are you involved in it personally? Does your agent update you like every time there are talks?
Well, my agent updates me, but for me, I don't like updates like every time. Like, you don't got to tell me the little things. Just tell me things that matter. Are we getting to where we want to, or are we not? That's it.
Did you think there'd be more progress at this point?
Well, I think there's been a lot of progress at this point. From where we started, there's been a lot of progress. Now, you can ask the other question, then why aren't we seeing, an agreement? Well, that's the tough part about it. That's why it's business. That's why you got one side and the other trying to work to meet in the middle.
Are you confident that you'll get a deal?
The contract negotiation have to do with your attendance during the first part of off-season program?
I don't know. I don't control any of that. I control if I come or not, but I don't control, how they think about that.
Do you view those numbers that others give around the league as benchmarks for your negotiations, like Jared Goff getting 53 per year?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. The market is the market. If we didn't have a market, then none of that would matter. Just be an organizational thing, Didn't matter if that guy got paid that, because it's up to the organization. So that's what I would say. The market is the market. That's it.
Are you confident that a deal will get done before training camp?
I'm confident that a deal will get done. But then again, it's not in my control. It's really up to both sides meeting in the middle with this.
You're a passionate and emotional guy. Is it difficult for you to separate the two things out there?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. For people that talk about business is different than personal, sure. Like, I can agree to some extent, but who you are as a person, or what you do, business and personal, is who you are with how you do everything. That's how I see it. That's just how I look at it. And if not, like, if you can be two different people at once, like, hey, by all means, you can do that. But to me, that's just not how I am.
I take two things away from that. Number one, he sounds a little frustrated. Number two, it also sounds like Tua wants to get paid. Not even playing around.
Tua was lying when he said that.
I have no control.
Yeah,
you have all the control.
Wait a minute, bro, fam. What do you mean you don't have the control? They can offer you something. Yeah, you have the control. You can either take it or not.
Yeah. Do you want not to be in control? It's like it's not my control. It's the two sides coming together in the middle. Wait, aren't you one of the sides? Huh?
By the way, Tua, don't shave your beard. I was like, wait a minute. Is that Tua?
He sounds very frustrated, but I think you're right, Vlad, when he says it's out of my control. Like, you are one of the sides that is negotiating. And if you have no control in this situation, you might want to get a little bit of control of your career, Tua. I'm gonna give a pause on that. But when is this deal going to get done? I'm not asking if, because it will get done. The Dolphins have no other choices. What are they going to do? Skylar Thompson, is that their goal? What are they going to do? But the question is when, and I think Omar asked, are you confident this will get done before minicamp is over? Tua wisely said, I'm confident the deal will get done.
Right, but I think that's the frustration. Is like he would like to get this deal done probably before minicamp goes, instead of maybe thinking he has to play under that fifth year. I mean, he's going to play under that fifth year regardless. But,
and you heard what he kind of said, kind of hinting at, does it affect me on the field? Some people 100%. Yeah, like kind of saying like, let's get this done because I'll play better if you get it done. Kind of trying to, grease the wheels a little bit. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah, he was very, very careful in the words that he chose.
but also very clear, it seemed like, without saying what he wanted to say, I want to get paid. I want this deal done now. And then he lied and said, I have no control of the situation, which you do because you're the player. And if you're not talking with your manager, and then he said, he don't want to hear updates. I understand that. You don't need every single little minute detail update, but you should want some updates when it comes to millions and millions and millions of dollars and also the Dolphins' future and everything like that. So now Tyreek Hill, he makes all of his quarterbacks great. He's great. Talked about Tua Tagovailoa, how Tua maybe should get paid.
For sure. That's like I feel like people should I feel like at the end of the day, if you feel like you top 5 or something, that's like if you work at Amazon. If you like one of the best Amazon delivery drivers, you're gonna feel a certain type of way. You're gonna go to your boss and say, hey bro, I'm doing 100 routes and this person only doing 65 routes. I'm supposed to be the top paid person. You feel me? So if you feel like you deserve something, go get it. You feel me?
How do you feel about Tua's situation in terms of the fact that the contract still hasn't got done?
Tua should have been paid. I've been saying this all offseason, man. And I know we got a great, front office with Greer and Shore, and they're gonna get it done. And, obviously, a lot of people are comparing the Jared Goff situation and stuff like that. But I mean, I feel like Tua is supposed to be up there with some of them guys and past some of them guys, man, because just understanding his story and just the progression of how he's getting better each and every year and how he's carrying this offense, it's crazy. So he's going to continue to get better. Because I feel like when you get a new contract, they're not paying you for what you did. They're paying you like it's almost like a investment. You feel me? It's not. Yeah, it's almost like an investment of what you're going to do in the future. So he's continually getting better. He's gradually getting better each and every year. Last year was Pro Bowl. This year going to be a playoff win and much more. So Tua should have been paid.
You see when caping goes wrong.
Tyreek Hill got caught in the air a couple times.
So wait, by the way, Tyreek just wants to win one playoff game this year.
He got caught in the air on that one.
Yeah, he got caught at the end. It's like he's gonna win one playoff. He's gonna be all pro, and then he was like,
just go in and say we're gonna win the Super Bowl this year.
Why don't you just say he's gonna play better and he deserves to be paid? But clearly,
there was a couple things that was.
But
weird.
you know what? I also know these guys are talking among each other.
Yeah, because they're kind of saying the same thing,
right? Because you don't bring up Jared Goff's contract.
The market is the market,
right? No. When they asked Tua that, fine, but Tyreek, he's the one that said Tua should have been paid, and then caught himself by saying, "But we have great management. They're gonna take care of it." Because you know why? You saying they have great management. Your contract's gonna be coming up soon, so I want to see you have that same type of mindset when your contract's coming up. And then I know he's always one thing I'll give Tyreek credit for. He's always supported and bigged up Tua.
He's a good teammate.
So therefore, he wants Tua to get paid, but it's gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen.
It will. Well, Tyreek Hill wasn't finished speaking. He talked, even though he says that, and we're gonna get into what Tyreek Hill wants too, but even though Tua deserves to get paid, he also kind of said being greedy might not be the best thing for the team.
Man, I'm feeling fabulous, feeling healthy, feeling vibey. It's great to be back in Miami for another year. So it's amazing, man, to be around the guys once again. It's a great feeling. As y'all can see, I've been all around the world, get my ass torched by kids. But I'm here in Miami, so I'm great right now, man. I'm feeling good.
So what about the contract?
Oh, that's what y'all want to know. About the contract situation. You know what? I'm gonna let my agent do his job. That's his job, man. His job is to be great at that, and my job is obviously, to come out here and continue to do whatever I can to help this team win, whether that's a restructure, whether that's whatever the case may be. You feel me? But we want to make sure that it benefits both sides, and I want to be able to help the team as much as I can. And that's as much as I can say about it. So.
When you see guys like Jefferson and Brown get new deals, what is your reaction?
Oh, it's a great day in the Hill household, man. Everybody waking up happy. Wife waking up happy. My oldest son waking up happy. So it's a great day. But at the same time, for me though, it's like a lot of pressure for me though, because at the same time though, like I said, I want to be able to help the team as much as I can. And obviously, we already know being greedy ain't gonna help the team. So whatever happens, man.
Being
No,
greedy
listen,
won't help the team.
Tyreek did it right, bro. He did it absolutely right. First of all, you talk how great you love Miami, so now you're getting the fan support. Fans gonna put pressure on the Fins front office because facing it, we got to be real about the situation. These last 2 years, Tyreek's been the most
productive.
He's been the most, well, definitely the most productive for the Dolphins, but he's put up his best seasons with the Miami Dolphins. Clearly, the fan base love him. But you and I have talked about this. There is a expiration date.
Yes,
there is an expiration date with these, especially with wide receivers. So Jalen got paid. Tua is about to get paid, but they also saw the situation that happened with Christian Wilkins and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're an offensive player, you got to think, well, the offensive side is going to get paid because that's Mike McDaniel's strong point.
That's his baby.
That's his baby. But it also depends on. I don't want to say that there's nobody like Tyreek, but there's also great receivers to come out every year in the draft. So it's about no matter what. I know this now as I'm getting older. You got to look at it as management. You got to look at it. Sometimes you got to look at it from the front office position. Dolphins are strapped for money right now. Well,
Yeah.
at least they were until last Saturday, but they still strapped for money. They still got a lot of guys that a couple of guys that they need to get paid. This is going to be tough.
Yeah, and Tyreek Hill said being greedy won't always help the team. So let's take a break. I'm going to come back.
Wait, yeah, I want to know what that
and
means.
we're going to dig into a little more of what Tyreek Hill is saying and what Tyreek Hill is also doing. And Tyreek Hill's act is kind of being like Jimmy Butler right now, where it's starting to be like, okay, enough's enough. We'll talk about that next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM. So Tyreek Hill, he wants Tua to get paid. He wants to get paid. I don't know who else he wants to get paid. Jalen Waddle got paid. He also said being greedy doesn't always help the team. Well, he made those comments Monday. On Tuesday, Justin Jefferson, wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings, became the highest paid non-quarterback player in the NFL all time, making about $35 million a year. That eclipses Tyreek's $30 million a year. So what does Tyreek and his agent Drew Rosenhaus do the very next day? We need to rework this contract because I want to be the highest paid receiver or non-quarterback in the league.
That's everyone. Everybody's waiting for somebody to set the market so that they can follow.
But Tyreek, you're still under contract. If you're the Dolphins, why? Why do you have to give in to that? Why
Because maybe he's overperformed the contract that he originally signed.
No, it's because Justin Jefferson. I just want to have the biggest paycheck. That's all he wants.
Well, I mean, can't
I don't know. Maybe where I'm from, a contract is a contract and it goes both ways. If it benefits you at one point, that's fine. If it benefits someone else at one point, you're still making $30 million a year. So let's not say poor Tyreek Hill. When a contract gets up, let's take care of that. Right now, the Dolphins don't need to be extending. He's still got more time on his contract. And then, of course, now he's definitely, we knew he wasn't telling the truth when he said, I'm just going to retire when my contract's up. I'm going to go to porn. We all knew that was a lie. It's just like, play your contract out. Or when it's time to extend. Don't just because someone sets the market, you have to reset the market. And then when you have no defensive players and you can't afford anything, what are you going to do? Dolphins are in a tough spot. Do you give in to Tyreek Hill and say, well, you are the best receiver, although Justin Jefferson has the best 4 years to start a career that anybody ever had, LSU represent. Nonetheless, is that one of the things that you do if you're the Dolphins? Like, do you just go to Tyreek and say, Tyreek, come on, man. When it's time, we'll give you your money. But right now is not the time. So every time someone gets outpaid, the Dolphins or whatever team should up the ante. I know Christian McCaffrey just reset the market. That's what everybody does nowadays because the salary cap keeps going up. But like, is that what we're going to do whenever there's an issue? Whenever a player gets outpaid, we go and turn around and, okay, let's just make you the highest paid player. I don't know. I'm a little worried about that right there. And I understand agents are agents and they're doing their job. Drew Rosenhaus, I have no qualms about him going out there and trying to get the most money for his client and himself because they're directly connected with how much money they make. But at the same time, like, you literally see someone get paid more than you and you automatically, like you said, if you work for FedEx or UPS and you're delivering more than everybody else, you should go in there and demand to get paid more. Yeah, when it's time to work your payout, you work it out. Not just every week. If someone gets paid more, you just go back into the negotiating room. I don't know, man. It didn't rub me the wrong way. It just kind of seemed, I don't know, not right. Not exactly right. But then again, if you are the best of the best and someone's getting paid more than you, then you feel as though you have the right to get paid more than that person. That's the way he looks at it. I just don't know if the Dolphins have that luxury right now of just extending and raising pay for people that are currently under contract. Nonetheless, they're working on the Tua deal. They'll get the Tua deal done. They'll get Tyreek Hill, whatever happy deal done that he wants. We'll just have to wait and see. 305-567-0560. If you want to text in, you can also jump on the Twitch and YouTube.
By the way, they're ripping me.
Oh, because you are. Yeah, if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube
they just saw me rip out the backpack.
And I saw you moan and not in a bad way. Like, oh,
bro. Yeah, they just said, yo, Vlad, check your shorts. I ain't gonna lie to you. That support went on my back. Oh my God. I needed a cigarette. I'm not gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. That was painful.
Yeah, it was painful to watch, to be honest.
Oh man, I look like a 100-year-old man walking the road.
It's bad.
It's gonna be very interesting tonight covering the Panthers and Oilers.
You might have to leave at 4:00 when we get off the air.
I'm definitely probably gonna have to leave at 4:01 just to get to sunrise. Oh, and now this is what makes it even funny. This is gonna make it. It's gonna make it a trial. It's gonna be. Remember, you covered the Stanley Cup last year with me, right?
I was in the area. Yeah.
Where did we have to park?
The park. I mean, you have to get there early too because parking fills up.
Right.
In the
if you don't get there early, you're gonna have to park at Sawgrass and take the shuttle.
Yeah.
That means you're taking a bus with other group of people.
Yeah, crammed up in a bus with
Crammed
people.
up in a bus and a group of people with a bad back.
Man, I don't envy you at all, man. I do not envy you.
Just to get your
at all.
sound.
Just to get, but we're going to get to some of that post-game sound. I'm going to use some of it now. You have the fruits of your labor, as you say, later in the next hour. But yeah, Tyreek Hill did get caught in the air a couple times, talking about FedEx drivers and pay.
Yeah, I didn't like that. The Amazon drivers analogy. I didn't like that.
That was kind of weird. Then Tua should get paid, then being greedy. And then he goes, Tua, he gets gradually better every year. He kind of sounded like he's getting just a little bit better every year. Then he goes, last year it was Pro Bowl, next year, and you could hear that little pause in his voice. He goes, win a playoff game.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
And then he paused again and goes, and more. Like, that didn't sound confident.
That didn't sound confident to me. That sounded like you weren't confident with the team. Like, that's not good. It's just, I get it. That's when, like I said, that's an example of when caping goes wrong.
Yeah, he was kind of talking out of his head a little bit on that one. You could hear he was trying to figure it out as he was talking, but that was not Tua. Do not put that on your resume reel to get paid, because Tyreek Hill basically he gradually gets better every year. You see it every year is a little bit better. Like last year he was Pro Bowl.
But it's also him bigging himself up, because if you look at it, the last 2 years that Tua has been quarterback of the Dolphins with Mike McDaniel, we have to say he's played very well.
Tyreek Hill can make you a good quarterback.
And Tyreek Hill has been a major part of that.
He can make you
he's trying to say.
He can make you a big time quarterback. Of course, let's not forget though, in Kansas City, of course, they have number 15, and Andy Reid and all those guys, but they let him go and they didn't look back. But once again,
I mean, their offense is not great, but they've won 2 titles.
Yeah, well, they got number 15, and they got Andy Reid,
and you got Kelsey, so you're good.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I wonder, I've always wondered this, and this is just me speculating. If they at one point went to Patrick Mahomes, like, you got to lose one of the two. We can't afford both of them. Who'd you rather keep, Tyreek Hill or Travis Kelsey? I wonder if they ever did that. I'm sure they didn't.
I think they would. If they did, I probably know why they, like we said earlier, we mentioned in the first part of the show, is the fact that how long can you take some of the antics?
Right.
There were already antics going on with Tyreek in Kansas City. So in their mind, save money and save a little less headache.
Yeah. It must be nice to have Patrick Mahomes, number 15, in there. Like, one of the biggest weapons in all of the NFL. Let's go ahead and trade him, get some stuff for him, and we'll just continue on. We'll just keep on keeping on, man. Patrick Mahomes. And that's one of, like, the Boston Celtics. What's wrong with the Chiefs? Next year, you're going to hear it again. What's wrong with the Chiefs? And then it gets
because of all the stupidness. I mean, they've had a hell of an offseason, bro. These guys have been wild.
Yeah, they've been wild. They got Butker and all that stuff.
But Rasheed Rice with the car.
Right, yeah.
It's been wild.
But remember, we told you, once again, we always tell you, don't look where they want you to look. Remember, too many drop passes. It's going to come to bite Kansas City. You and I both said they're not going to drop those passes in the playoffs. And lo and behold, what happened? Well, Kelsey dropped a couple against the Dolphins, but it was negative 50 degrees. But don't.
Right. RV Richie's killing me, man. He loves the fact that I'm in pain. Look at it. He's like, we couldn't trade Vlad for a chopped cheese right now. You get it? No.
You're off the trading block. You're damaged goods, so I can't get anything for you. So
God,
I tried to trade you for tomorrow, man.
I might be on the clearance, bro. I might be on the clearance aisle.
I tried to call the boss and see, like, let's trade Vlad out Sunday. He's like, man, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it, man. No.
Oh, bro.
Hey, Vlad, I'll tell you what to do. Since you're so old and disabled right now. No, I mean, you're not old, but you're old body-wise and disabled right now. Your body is like an old man's.
Dude, you know how bad it is, bro?
I know.
I'm considering calling my ex, the one that we talked about, because she's a massage therapist.
Your baby mama?
No, she ain't my baby.
She said
mama.
that one time.
Yeah. She did say that. Okay.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah, like, but I'm literally considering, I'm really considering calling her because I need release.
She's got massage therapy?
Yeah, she's a massage
therapist. Okay, because you didn't specify that.
No, I did. I said that earlier.
Okay, I thought you just said
I need to release, the pain.
Right. This is my best advice to you, Vlad.
What's that?
You need to, since your body is so falling apart and it takes you forever just to walk through the door.
Right now.
When you get off at 4 o'clock, you need to go directly to Sunrise and get ready for the 8 o'clock puck drop.
I might get there by the second period.
You might get there on time.
I might get there by the second period.
Then when the game ends, get your sound and just straight come back to work, because if you don't,
it'll be 9:30 in the
you'll
morning.
barely make it to work tomorrow at
It'll be
noon.
it'll be 9:30 in the morning. It'll be cool.
Yeah,
That's how
seriously,
literally I'm walking
that's
right
how
now.
slow you're moving, is that you really need to leave after
This is
work and come right
crazy
back to
because
work.
when I first fell, I was still able to move.
No, rigor mortis is setting in, bro. That's why. The nerves are not freshly hurt. There's no adrenaline running through your body now. It's just all pain. Gonna be an interesting 2 weeks for you, Vladdy. But once again, get that
Yeah.
massage, take some deep breaths, and you'll be okay.
There we go.
Up next, more Panthers action. Ooh, I can't wait for tonight. Vlad, get moving. That's Sports Day 560 WQAM.
It's time for Sports Day. Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
A lot of people are texting in 305-567-0560, also on the YouTube and Twitch. Shout out to Heat Cult. Saying Tua needs to calm down with all this extension talk. He hasn't won anything yet. That's another good argument. He has not won a playoff game. He has not won an AFC East division. He has not really won that many big games, especially last year. Now, of course, the year before he did get the Ravens and the Bills. He beat them. He beat Baltimore in Baltimore. He beat
week 2.
Yeah, it was early. And that's what I'm saying. That's the argument. When Tua kind of sounds aggravated and frustrated, fans can say, well, I'm aggravated and frustrated too. How about you earn the money? But this is the thing, though. You pay him now, and he has a huge season, and he wins some things, you're going to get it at a discount. If you wait and he balls out this year and wins some playoff games, an AFC East, then you're going to have to pay him a lot more money, Vlad, because he's going to say, you asked me to do this, and I did it. So it's one of those things. This is the way I look at it now. Whether you think it warrants it or not, he's going to be your quarterback for a while. You're not going to restart. You're not going to redo anything. It's going to happen. So why not just make it official now? Make it official. You've got no other options, really. You have no real other options. So go ahead. You got no better options. I should say you always have options. You have no better options. So go ahead, come to this agreement, get him paid, and let's just move on from there. And Tyreek Hill, the whole nonsense with Justin Jefferson wanting to be the highest paid. I mean, that's just people wanting to make money. That's the way I'm going to chalk it up to that. I would say if I was the Dolphins, finish out your contract and we'll talk. Or let's get a little closer to the contract date before we just, because one guy got paid more than you, we need to make you higher paid. Like, it's okay. It's okay. Got other bigger fish to fry right now. We got to get Tua under contract, Javon Holland under contract. Couldn't keep Christian Wilkins. Got to get our guys back on defense. Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips, Tua. It's okay. It's okay. You cannot be the highest paid wide receiver in the league for a little while. We'll be okay. I mean, Tyreek. I'm sorry, Tyreek. Just a little while. Let's get on to the headlines. So much going on in the sports world. Can't forget about the real big one tonight. Panthers, Oilers. They open the Stanley Cup Finals, 8 o'clock, Amerant Bank Arena. Pregame going to be starting at 7 o'clock. Game 2, Monday at 8 o'clock at Amerant Bank Arena. I thought this was interesting, though. I talked about it earlier, Vlad. 10 years ago, Aaron Ekblad, Sam Reinhart, Leon Draisaitl, and Sam Bennett went 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the NHL draft. Of course, Ekblad, Reinhart, Bennett for the Panthers, Draisaitl with the Oilers. Oilers have the star power with Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. They are great, but we've got the depth. Got the history on our side, being the better team, 7-game series. And I was thinking about this, Vlad. Honestly, just looking at the stats and, the personnel of this playoffs, we're going to be facing what is supposed to be the easiest goaltender that we faced all playoffs. We've gone through a murderer's row. Makes you feel good tonight, hopefully. And tonight, it's game 1. No worries. But got to feel good about this series. Got to feel good about this series. And like we've heard from the Panthers, and we're going to hear from them later on this hour, they seem like, and Vlad, you've been around the team for every one of their home games, these playoffs. They seem like a team that's not stopping and going, wow, this is awesome. They seem very determined and very focused. They seem like a team that has that championship drive. Whew, it's exciting. Mike McDaniel continues to hammer home. The Dolphins have not had a 24-year drought when it comes to playoff wins. He says he's emphasizing it because he wants to change that. Season opens September 8th against Jacksonville. Once again, you want the big money, got to earn the big money. We'll see what happens. Mavericks Celtics, they face off in game 2 of the NBA Finals tomorrow at 8. The Celtics lead that series 1-0. Game 1 was a no-doubter on Thursday. The Celtics just pummeled the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas looked like a team that was in the finals for the first time, looking around like, wow, this is cool. Celtics, though, they've had trouble in game 2s of series this playoffs. So let's see. I really don't want to come on next week and be like, oh, here we go. What's wrong with the Celtics? They lost 1 game and then they go in 4-1 the series. It's like, oh, man. Simeon Barrow has tweeted that he is still a Hurricane amidst rumors that he is leaving the U. The defensive lineman recently transferred from Michigan State. He recently went home, probably dealing with some family issues. People started saying, oh, is he going to be on the team? He's saying he is on the team. Jimmy Butler posted a picture of him on a plane. He was flying from Van Nuys, California to San Jose. The rumor mill started going crazy, saying, oh, we'll see, he might be going to the Golden State Warriors. There could be a possible trade. But in real Heat news, the team just began working out players in preparation for the draft. Miami picks 15th. Some people saying that Zach Edey will be the pick at number 15. There is some talk the Dolphins do want to get a big man in some way, shape, or form.
I mean, the Heat.
I'm sorry?
The Heat?
Dolphins. I'm all about the Dolphins right now. It's minicamp. The Heat are in the are looking to get a big man to kind of play number 5 so that Bam can be more freed up to play the 4. So
that would be bad, right? If Bam, they get a big man, Bam goes to 4, and it's like even more unbelievable. And it's like, I've been telling you guys, I should have been playing the 4.
And he starts shooting threes and starts hitting them consistently because he started hitting some threes at the end of last season. And all of a sudden now it's like, what have we been doing? Why do we have Bam handcuffed all this time? He was an all-star. He's going to be on Team USA. Yeah, we'll see. I'm all for it. I know some people think Zach Edey's real stiff. I think he's a good player. I think he's got some talent and he's got some things to go. A lot of people saying maybe it won't translate to the NBA because it's a different NBA now where big, stiff guys aren't very valuable. We've seen it in the past. Some guys have not been that valuable, but I think he's got some talent. Look what he did in the NCAA tournament. Time will tell. We don't even know who we'll draft him or not. We'll just wait and see. Brian De La Cruz went 3 for 4 with a home run as the Marlins defeated the Guardians 3-2. Tonight, it is Puerto Rican Heritage Night at Lone Depot Park as the two, they play a little later in the evening, 7:35. So 7:35.
Wait, this is a 7:35 game?
7:35.
That might be the latest game they played all Saturday this season at home.
It's 7:35, man. Yeah, maybe because it's Puerto Rican Heritage Night. I don't know. Give people more time to get out to the stadium. I don't know. I don't know. It should be a fun one though. I heard the Flanagan's Fan Fest day was huge because you could buy a ticket and get a Flanagan's jersey or whatever, Marlins commemorative Flanagan's jersey. Absolutely huge. And the Marlins gave no reason to go back because they lost 7-0 to the Rangers that day. Nothing to cheer about. Like, that's the Marlins, man. Come on out. We get a good crowd, and we lose 7-0. It's like, okay, that was fun. Of course, you and I'll be at some of the games, those middle of the day games in the middle of the week with us and it's like a bunch of camp kids and you and I out in center field drinking beers. And
well, by the time we go to the next game, school should be out. So it should be nothing but kids in camps.
Camp kids, yeah.
Yeah.
And us, and Officer Perez. Inter Miami is on an international break this week and will return to play next Saturday at 7:30 against the Philadelphia Union. Messi was asked about Neymar possibly one day coming to Inter Miami. He says not going to happen anytime soon, most likely because Neymar under contract in Saudi Arabia. He is also injured. Lionel Messi and the guys. Interesting fact, Vlad. Did you hear this? Luis Suarez did
not make the Uruguayan.
He did not make the roster for the Uruguayan team. Now, of course, he can be added.
Right, because I talked to Solano about this, and they're training in West Palm Beach.
Okay.
The Uruguayans.
I would expect by the time that the first leg of the Copa America, he will be added. I think the coach is trying to prove something or other. But as of now, and now that there's international friendlies, and maybe he just doesn't even want to feel the need to play because he's got that bad knee, but doesn't seem to stop him from scoring for Inter Miami. But as of now, Luis Suarez is not on the Uruguayan national team roster, meaning that if he does not make the roster, there's no reason he can't play for Inter Miami. And he's had a great season this year. So Herons, we'll see what happens there, man. Maybe what's that? Florida high school athletes can now profit from NIL deals. I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but it's there. Dolphins preseason schedule has been announced. They're going to host Atlanta Friday, August 9th at 7 p.m., then back at home Saturday, August 17th, 7 p.m. against Washington, and then they finish exhibition play on the road against the Bucs in Tampa Bay Friday, August 23rd at 7:30. Yeah, and I know that whenever Atlanta and Washington come, they're going to have joint practices, which a lot of people say is more important than the actual games. But Just knowing what times and what days, Fridays and Saturdays. It's preseason football, man. It's all over the place.
It'll be 7 p.m., 7:30.
7:30s, and Fridays and Saturdays. No Sundays, but then we get the real thing started September 8th, 1 o'clock, Hard Rock Stadium. That's a Sunday against Jacksonville. Whew.
Yeah, nasty. It's going to be nasty that day.
Can't wait. Cannot wait to get up at 9, 8 o'clock in the morning, get on out there and live the dream. The U.S. men's national team, they face Colombia in an international friendly tonight at 5:30. That should be fun to watch. Iga Swiatek, she defeated Jasmine Paolini at the French Open women's final. She's won her third in a row French Open. Tomorrow at 8:30, Carlos Alcaraz going to face Alexander Zverev in the men's final. Just got a feeling Carlos Alcaraz, this is his year. You know, Djokovic couldn't play because
Did he lose? Was Joker number one?
Joker had to pull out. He had a bad knee.
Right. But the weird thing is, Carlos could win, but he's not going to be number one. Sinner is going to be moved up to the number one ranking in tennis.
Even though he defeated Yannick Sinner.
Even though he defeated him. That's why I was trying to figure out, like, who was number one at the time? Was it Djokovic or was it Alcaraz? Like, what's going on? Like, why is the guy who's been number one for the most part, all of a sudden now he beats the guy, but the guy that he beats is going to move past him at number one? That makes no sense.
I don't know how that works.
It makes no sense to me.
I don't know how that works at all. Carlos Alcaraz. Now remember, Alexander Zverev defeated Rafael Nadal in the first round of the French Open, so he could go through a murderer's row. Although Rafael Nadal is a little hurt and kind of on the back end of his career, but nonetheless making a run. Caitlin Clark, she tied a rookie record for threes, hitting 7 and scoring 30 last night as the Indiana Fever downed the Washington Mystics 85-83. And this evening, it is the Belmont Stakes is going to be run in New York. I think I'm going to put my money on Mystic Dan, who's finished first at the Derby, second at the Preakness, hopefully first again. Do you do them across the board, Vlad, or do you bet the show? I like
it's win, place, and bet.
I like to go across the board. Yeah, I don't just pick win, place, show. Win, place, show. I like to go across the board. That way, kind of hedge on the top 3. But if you really want
something out of it,
as long as he finishes in the top 3, you're all right. No. I'm into this horse race today, man. I really am excited. Speaking of exciting, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. A woman in Maryland recently thought she put her dog down, but the other day, while going online looking for another dog, found out that her pup was alive and up for adoption.
Wait, hold on.
That's dirty. So she went through that hard decision. You got to put your dog down. Walks out, probably pays the bill, and then as she's grieving a week later, decides let
me go buy the place.
I want to buy a new dog. I need that void filled in my life. So while she's looking online for a new dog, she sees her old dog is back up for adoption. So they didn't kill it. They just held on to it and put it up for adoption.
But why would she want to put the dog away?
She thought it was sick and dying.
So what, they just recovered her dumbass couldn't go to a vet?
No, the vet put the dog down, or supposedly put the dog down, and I guess they had a heart and said, this dog's not that bad.
That's crazy, yo. That's a reimbursed dog.
Yeah.
I mean, no, a refurbished dog.
I don't know what to do. If you're that woman, like, do you go back and get your dog? Do you go back and get your monies back for, because it's not free to euthanize your animals. I know that for a fact.
I mean, it's going to be a weird relationship with you and that dog again.
Does the dog know?
Dog knows. Dog knows. You try to get rid of me. You try to end me.
Oh, Vlad, with your bad back, I'm going to have to take you to the vet, man. Let's see what happens. Miss you, boy. Oh, never mind. I did not mean that. Miss you, Vlad.
He's just gonna send me out there and go, boom.
Go online and I see you on social media the next day. Wait.
That's nasty work, bro. How you gonna sell a dog and then a week later see that your dog that you tried? Well, you not sell a dog that you took to the vet to put down is now back. And it'd be funny if he was happy.
Yeah, I know. It's like, maybe just cut ties. I don't know. Oh man, we've got Stanley Cup finals, but we also have NBA finals happening right now. Interesting storylines there. I want to get into a storyline that kind of involves the Heat in this NBA finals next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
WQAM broadcast.
NBA Finals going to get back in action tomorrow. Game 2, 8 o'clock. Boston Celtics, Dallas Mavericks. A lot of great storylines in the NBA Finals. Of course, you get Porzingis. He is back from injury, and he seems to be better than ever. Scored 20 in the first game, looking really good. Of course, he had the nasty divorce with the Mavericks. It was not very nice. Mavericks really didn't want him there. He didn't want to be there.
Can we relax? He had a great game. He had a good game.
Yeah,
on his first game coming back.
He was fresh.
But what happens if he has a bad game tomorrow night?
And then we just forget, we don't talk about him. We talk about everybody else. Jason Tatum didn't have a great game, but didn't need it. Now, Kyrie Irving, also good storyline. He's lost 11 in a row to the Celtics. You know, he and the Celtics did not have a very harmonious breakup. But Kyrie Irving is a big story in this NBA Finals because of kind of the, what would you say, re-imaging that he's had. He went from being a crazy, wacky.
It's not because I would say this. He did say some crazy stuff. I mean, not crazy stuff. I don't want to say we don't say crazy.
The earth is flat is a little crazy.
He said things that many people don't agree on, but it's his right to have his own opinion.
Exactly. I agree.
But the way everything was just circling around him during that time, the trade to Brooklyn, you know, getting Durant, the way he talked about they don't need a coach. They weren't going to really listen to Steve Nash. Then obviously the stuff with social media, liking certain posts by certain people who may have agendas against certain group of people. Right. So I think the narrative about Kyrie is changing because you really haven't heard anything about him for a good year and a half.
He seems happy and he seems like he's a good teammate.
And yes, and what I also give Dallas credit is that they put the right people around him to make him feel comfortable. They got God, a former New York City point guard. Yeah, point guard. Like
Providence Fryer.
Absolutely. Busted my ass so many times. Jesus Christ.
You played him?
Yeah.
It's a great player, man.
Yes, yeah. High school, it was nasty work. But Sham Nico Harrison, who's the general manager, a good friend of Kyrie's. They just put the proper people around him to make him feel. And you give Mark Cuban credit as well. Mark Cuban's not like any other owner. He's obviously he's younger, but he's kind of, I would say, more hip. So he'll do anything that he can to make sure that his superstar player is in a comfortable position.
This is what I want to circle back to. There was a time when there were whispers, and you know I love whispers and rumors, that there could be some type of trade made to get Kyrie Irving to the Miami Heat. And what did Heat Nation do, Vlad? You and I said Kyrie Irving would be great on this team. Poison, a pariah. He would not fit Heat culture. Heat Nation did not want Kyrie in any way, shape, or form. Rather have anybody else but him, it seemed like. Maybe they were wrong about that.
If they didn't want him for the basketball reasons?
I mean, for the basketball reasons, you can't argue.
Yeah, but if you're not wanting him for, like, if it's because,
And I argued this, and you and I both said this. He'd fit in just fine. He would fall in line, and he would be happy here. No, you'll see. He'll sit out every game. Heat culture. Kyrie would have been great here. In fact, we might be in the finals right now if we had Kyrie Irving. Hate to say it. But, oh, no, Heat culture. You played yourself.
So you would rather have them have gone after Kyrie last season?
I would have loved
than Dame?
I would have loved either one of them. Yeah. But there was times when,
That's a good question right now. If the Heat had a chance to do it all over again.
Who would they prefer?
Dame, they got neither, but, you know.
I mean, right now, the easy answer would be Kyrie because they're in the NBA Finals, but Dame would have still been great. But Vlad, I was told you're an idiot for wanting Kyrie. He's a poison. He's a pariah. Doesn't fit Heat culture. Seems to be pretty good now. Seems to be happy. Seems to be not an issue, not a distraction for the team.
Yeah.
So all the people that were caping up about this Heat culture, maybe they were wrong. Maybe we were all wrong about Kyrie for a lot of things. Now, he's done some things, like you said, Vlad, that you can't just look away. But right now, as a player and as the person that we see, now maybe Dallas is covering up a lot of stuff. I don't know. But it seems like, and you know what, Vlad? And I don't know if you and I talked about it. Never a teammate has come back and said bad things about Kyrie Irving. They love him.
No.
LeBron even said it the other day.
Yeah.
One of the most talented basketball players he's ever seen in his life.
The most talented basketball player he's ever seen in his life. And it's Kyrie's unbelievable. And he's also older now. You know, he's more mature. Let me not say
That is true.
He's older but more mature. Not to shoot him any bail or anything like that, but you're the number one pick. You're expected to bring back a franchise that just lost their, prodigal son. And then, the prodigal son returns, and you thought it was your franchise, and he was just immature at that time to be able to withstand all the attention that's going to go to LeBron. But dude, you're going to get attention as well. And sometimes people just want more. And I think he wanted more. Because if you ask all ballers, right? All players, the players that you said, like you said, LeBron said it. If you ask all the athletes that play, they will tell you Kyrie is like one of the best.
But not just his talent. They like him as a person.
And they like him as a person. But like,
it's not one of these like, he's a jerk, but
yeah,
you gotta
he's not an
respect the
a-hole.
game. No, they're like,
it's not like, yo, he's a great player, but he's an a-hole as well. No,
Kevin Durant and him are best friends.
It's Kyrie's great. Kyrie's great. I just think Kyrie he doesn't trust the media. So the way his words are trying to interact with the media, it just kept on going. It never worked out. And then I think the worst part that happened for Kyrie was the Boston situation.
Yeah.
And that media and fan base, I'm just one of the most storied franchises, not only in NBA history, but of all sports.
All history, yeah.
So therefore, if they start hating on you,
they're relentless.
They're going to be relentless. And a lot of New Englanders are in the media, so they're going to continue. So then all of that was basically, then it went from a New England situation to a national situation.
Right, but bad look, stomping on Lucky's face, then losing 11 in a row to the team.
That
didn't go well.
I mean, listen, they're hating on you, you're going to respond.
Yeah, I understand. And, I'm the first person to say, we're all human beings, and no, he needs to be the bigger, better person. No, that's silly. No. He has the right to talk back. He has the right to respond. You try to do it in a tasteful way. And I don't think that was extremely distasteful, but it's just not a good look. Stomping on the face and then losing 11 in a row. It's like, but just, this heat culture thing sometimes, it is important. But to think that people can't adjust their style and their life to what your organization's standards are, sometimes that's wrong. I think maybe we weren't even in the running, but for Heat Nation to say that Kyrie was going to be a poison and that no, thank you, I never agreed with that. And now it looks like Kyrie is that type of person, and he's gotten more mature. He has grown. But don't you think he could have been just like that with the Heat? I think he would have been. That would have been a nice little 1-2. No, of course Jimmy did get hurt this year, but a little Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Kyrie Irving. Man, that's a big three right there. That is a dangerous big three. But now they got their big two in Dallas. They're making it happen, and we'll see what happens tomorrow night. Like you said, they want to get that home court back. Yeah, bro, he didn't have the greatest game one, Kyrie, but nonetheless.
No, but I love this. I love how people start. Oh, I get it. They need to do it because it gets traffic. It gets people viewing. But it's a 7-game series, folks. This ain't the NCAA tournament. This ain't the national title game.
Right.
It's not with the national title game, yes, but you still got to beat them 3 more times.
Right. Right. And game one, you're just feeling each other out anyway, pause.
And it is, but that's the thing. It is. Like that. The funny thing about game ones, like you definitely want to win it.
Of course.
But for the most part, it's all right, let me see what's up with what they got, what they're doing.
It's like round one of a heavyweight fight.
And adjustments, and then that's
you're
it.
Figuring it out. You're getting your feet wet. The Dallas Mavericks haven't been in this situation in a long time. The Celtics were 2 years ago. So maybe that was the determining factor.
Not even a long time. There's only 2 people in that Mavericks
organization.
Well,
Mark Cuban?
Well, Cuban's already their owner, but I'm talking about Jason Kidd as a head coach has had NBA final experience, and Kyrie. Other than that, everybody else has never been to the finals.
Right. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if it's a series tomorrow night, 8:00. In the meantime, though, we got a game tonight at 8:00. Panthers, Oilers, Stanley Cup Finals. We're going to get to what I like. Some of the stuff we heard from the Panthers post-game, Vlad. Thank you very much. And also pre-game. And maybe a couple other things that I like. That's next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
WQAM, your favorite station.
I got a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night. In fact, the next 2 weeks are probably going to be good weeks, especially if you are a Panthers fan. Panthers have been stupendous all year long and just as good in the playoffs. 4 more bites of the apple they need to do. 4 more wins this year. That's all we want. Oh, man. Vlad, you've been along every step of the way. You've actually been in the locker room. You will hopefully be there tonight playing through an injury, kind of like the Panthers last year in the Stanley Cup Finals.
I'm the Matthew Tkachuk. I'm the Black Tkachuk.
You got busted up everything. You're still
I got a busted spleen.
You're still strapping them on, man. You're still strapping them on.
Yeah, man.
Tonight, you'll hopefully be out there getting us some post-game sound that we can use tomorrow. Hopefully a celebratory show tomorrow for game 1 of the Panthers-Oilers. It's going to be fun to see Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and those guys out there, but it's just more fun to watch the Panthers play quality hockey. And you are actually with them after their last quality game, quality win at home to win the Eastern Conference Finals. They're not touching the Prince of Wales trophy. Sam Bennett.
Well, they did that last year. That's why.
Yeah, they're not doing that last year. That's been an issue, but we're not going to worry about that. This is this year. This is our time. Sam Bennett, you were talking with him, Vlad, after the game, and he said this team has an unbelievable heart and will.
I think it just comes down to our heart and our will. We want it bad, and it's one thing to say you want it, but to actually go out there and prove that every single night, how hard you're going to work, is a different story. And yeah, we want it bad.
I love the music they play after games.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't do the montage. Maybe we can do that in the next segment.
Oh yeah, we are.
We'll do it in a little bit. I know you told me a little insider information. They like to get into the 70s
and Billy Joel's,
some soul and some R&B and some funk.
Earth, Wind and Fire, some Casey.
Played a lot of that last
Casey night. And the Sunshine Band, and they're definitely going to hear "We Didn't Start the Fire" by Billy Joel.
Man, the Billy Joel version is cool. The Fall Out Boy remake, not so cool, man. I like Fall Out Boy. It's just, oh man, I don't want to take away from the Panthers though. You continually talked with Sam Bennett after the game, and he said things like you heard, just different this year.
We have a bunch of different guys, but I think there's a little bit different belief this year. I think last year, we believed, but we were also, happy to be there. This year, it's kind of all business. We have one goal in mind, and that's it. So, we're not going to be satisfied until we accomplish it.
I like that from Sam Bennett, Vlad. He very candid. We were happy to be there. We were looking around. We were taking it all in. This year, none of that. This is a different team. We are focused on winning that Stanley Cup. And don't you get that feeling, Vlad? Last year, we were just excited and happy to be there.
Yeah, I mean, they were an 8 seed.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty
we've
much.
we've never been. We hadn't been in, 20 some odd years.
Right, but they backdoor their way in, and the teams that they beat to get to the Stanley Cup final, it was the journey. You beat the Bruins down 3-1.
That was a good one.
Right, nobody expected you guys to win that.
And then
then you swept.
Gentleman's sweep.
It was a gentleman's sweep against Toronto.
Yep.
Yeah, you gentlemen swept Toronto.
I called that one.
Which, that's always going to be big because of the Maple Leafs and where they stand in hockey lore and all of that. And then the finals were against Carolina, who's been one of the best teams in the NHL, and especially in that conference.
And those games were epic.
5-7 years. And these games were great, close overtime battles. So, yeah, when you got to face the Vegas Knights, you were hoping that maybe this magic journey could continue, but Vegas was the better team.
Right. And
I think this year, though, I'm sorry, Guzan.
Yeah.
I think this year, I think everybody realized from the success of last season that this is a Stanley Cup contending team. Started off a little bit because everybody was still off the that Stanley Cup run. But then, man, they really, really, really dominated during the regular season, maybe for a little stretch towards the end where it just seemed like they were just waiting for the playoffs to start. Something that's been talked about was that since training camp, Paul Maurice has had them focus to get to this point and finishing the job. And you'll hear it a lot with Matthew Tkachuk. You hear it a lot with a lot of these guys. Like, these guys have been focused, like Paul Maurice has had them ready and he put them through a grind during the training camp, and it's now,
And they just sound focused too. When you hear them, it doesn't sound like player talk. Like, we're just motivated. We want to win. Like, they sound like they're on it. And they mean it.
Nah, well, yeah, they went through the training camp, and now they see the success from that training camp, and now they're just 4 games away this time as the favorite. Last year they were the underdog. This year they're the favorite.
So our guy Matthew Tkachuk, Mr. Elbow Room himself, he talked about it after the game, saying this team, it's got 2 things that it needs to win the championship: the motivation and dedication.
A lot of motivation, dedication, commitment. The right pieces were added, and just one mindset of doing whatever it can to get back to it. And I thought the guys that were here last year have done an unbelievable job coming back for the start of camp with this on their minds.
Those guys are locked into each other too, because they basically all say the same thing. We're motivated. We're dedicated. This summer was crazy and hard and rough, and we got through it, and we're together, and we have one goal in mind. That's basically everything they say. Everything.
It's a great locker room. I will say that. Like, you have Sergey, who's so quiet, and they all love Bob, and then you got Tkachuk, who, yeah, he's such a great player, but he's one of the guys as well. So you're gonna play for him. Obviously, Barkey's great. Reinhardt, Bennett, and then the defenseman. I mean, the guy that's impressed me the most during this run is Forsling. He's been tremendous in these playoffs. I like it.
It just seems like they got something special going on, and they just have a couple more steps they need to make. And last year, let's not forget, this team was like you going into the Stanley Cup Finals. They were beaten up. And I'm not talking about beaten up. I'm talking about Matthew Tkachuk was playing with a busted spleen, okay? They didn't let on, because that's not how hockey guys are. They didn't let on how actual hurt they were. Later on, it came out that they were all just basically held together with bubble gum and chicken wire. This year, they're a lot more healthy. And Paul Maurice actually joined our dude Joe Rose in the morning earlier this week and talked about how much health makes a difference.
That may well be the very biggest difference. Is nobody's got any broken bones, and that's a nice change for us. You're 100% right. And I understood it last year, because every round was an absolute event, and it started with the Boston series because they had 132 points, and it was such a huge kind of Cinderella, maybe David and Goliath series, and each round kind of built on that. This one, when it's over and we do our media requirements and you get back into the room, and I'm just heading out to go home, and the whole team's still working out, right? They came in, they didn't start a party, They finished their job, they finished their day. The guys are in the weight room starting their recovery for the next day. So it does feel different here. We've got some guys with experience, been through it, and certainly in recent memory. So they're carrying that forward.
So now you have the best team, pound for pound on paper at least. You have the deepest team. You have the most motivated team, most focused team. Now they have more experience, and throw on top of that, they're actually healthy this year, or at least for the most part healthy. Vlad. Connor McDavid better be very good this series. I mean, I'll pull out the PK Subban on you, man. They might have to play perfect to beat the Panthers.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Edmonton's good.
Edmonton is good. Surprisingly good. I didn't think they could hold it against Dallas.
And the one thing I will give Edmonton, and I'm going to put it's a challenge the Florida Panther fans. Make Edmonton feel like they're in a hostile environment, because when the Panthers go to Edmonton, they're going to a hostile environment. But I mean, I forgot. Maybe I was working with somebody, or maybe it was you. It's either you or Dono, where they said in Edmonton, when they give you like the travel and leisure, when they're telling you what to do in Edmonton, there's only 3 things to do in Edmonton, and one of them is to go see the Oilers. So that's the only team that city has in that country who's that love hockey like there's no other. So yeah, they haven't won a title since 1990.
Yeah.
They won what, 5 of them things?
Yeah, well, they had Wayne Gretzky for a while.
And Messier gave them the last one when it was in 90. So yeah, you talking about 97, Connor McDavid's a hell of a player. Draisaitl's great as well. This is gonna be a good series. I think the Panthers win because they have the better goaltender.
Okay. It could come right down to that. I mean, in these series, especially late in the playoffs, for the final, it can be razor thin margin of victories. And we noticed that through a lot of these playoff games. What do you think the traveling crowd's going to be like? You think you get a lot of Edmonton
That's a good
fans
question.
tonight?
I wanted to know how Edmonton, which is obviously you're gonna have to use your passport, fly down from.
Long flight.
It's a mountain area. It's mountain time, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's mountain time.
It's not on the border. It's north.
No, it's north. It's
That's North Canada. I mean, not north, but it's northern. Not because southern Canada is basically the border on the United States. Anything is north.
But there's a lot of Canadians that are down here but that's usually
still-
during snowbird season.
But that's also a lot of Quebec and Ontario. Not a lot
right,
of out there.
not Alberta. Now they probably just go to stay in like
California,
Denver,
yeah.
California,
Arizona,
Colorado, California, Arizona, like that. Yeah,
that's an expensive trip too, man.
Well, bro, come on now.
What if you're a Panthers fan? Now, if you are a Panthers
fan,
fan,
let me look at the prices for a flight from.
If you're a Panthers fan,
Fort Lauderdale to Edmonton right now,
and you're making that trip up for Game 3 or 4 or Game 3 and 4, you deserve it. You are a true fan, man. What if the clinching game? And if you're let's say you're a real hardcore Panthers fan, you've been ride or die 30 years now. This could be the moment. And there's a clinching game up in Edmonton.
Game 6?
Let's say something like that. Or Game 4, Game 6. And you got to make the trip, right? You got to. This could be the greatest moment in your love affair with the Panthers. You got to make that an 8-hour, 9-hour flight, 7-hour flight. You got to put down that money. It's probably not too cold right now in Edmonton, but still, got to make that trip. You got to represent. Got to be there for the moment. It's a pretty interesting trip, man. I'm sure it's a good trip. I mean, it's a good trip.
Let's do it one way.
Well, you got to get back.
Well, I mean, yeah. Let's just do it one way. We're leaving Tuesday.
Okay.
I don't like the fact that their airport letter says YEG. YEG.
Ugh.
Fam.
You can't get a direct. Can you get a direct flight?
No, I don't even think you can get it. Let me see. You probably can get a direct flight. Hold on.
Have to fly to Dallas or something.
Nonstop. There we go.
Oh, you got a nonstopper. Okay.
There we go. No, the first flight that I saw, I didn't put nonstop.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so nonstop right now, looking at Priceline.com. Porter Airlines. I don't know where Porter Airlines is.
Might be you and me flying the
but
plane.
You're leaving Fort Lauderdale at 6:10 p.m. And you have a stop at someplace YYZ. I don't know what YYZ is. And then you get to Edmonton at 1:03 in the morning.
Nice. So how long is the duration of the flight? 7 hours? Something like that?
It is an 8-hour, 53-minute.
And you have to have your passport and everything.
Oh, here's what happens. So you go from Hollywood to Toronto.
Oh, okay.
And then from Toronto to Edmonton. So it is. I don't think there.
It's a long direct flight. Yeah.
I don't think there's a direct flight, Playboy. I think you're gonna have to make a stop somewhere along the way.
You are a hardcore Panthers fan if that happens.
There's also a stop you can make at Denver. So I guess Denver, there's a flight to Denver straight to Edmonton. But you're gonna have to, from Fort Lauderdale, you're making a stop, baby.
Oh man.
And it's gonna cost you
roughly
between $670 to $1,000.
And that's one way?
One way.
Vamos Gatos, let's go. Let's end this series. Let's just get this win tonight, one step at a time. More Panthers talk, more Heat talk, maybe a little Dolphins talk, maybe some Inter Miami action. That's next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
Haven't mentioned this yet, but in London right now, as we speak, the Phillies and the Mets are playing a baseball series. It is the London series. It is packed at the stadium too, which you would expect because they don't get a lot of baseball, Major League Baseball, or any Major League Baseball in London. So people are out representing, having a good time in London. Very interesting. Very nice. Very cool. I had a proud Creole moment earlier today, Vlad. I wanted to share with you.
All right.
So I was here. One of our Creole brethren really made me proud. So I got here at work, did a little bit of work. Then at 10 o'clock in the morning, I went over to Jensen's Liquor Store. And never mind that I'm Jensen's Liquor Store at 10 o'clock in the morning when they open. There was a dude just out of it, just standing at the window like, ugh. And I say, yo, man, you want to go? And he was like, oh, so he buys 2 of those little $1 nasty ass vodka shot. I mean, like the cheapest vodka you can. And he was hammered at 10 a.m. And he walked out. And I was like, I can't judge, man. I can't judge. But I'm in the liquor store at 10 a.m. buying booze. But at least I'm not hammered. But, that's how you do it sometimes. Maybe he was getting ready for the Panthers game,
Maybe.
He just threw two $1 bills down, got those 2 little like shots of vodka and walked out, just stumbled out. I was like, that's real, man. That's real. I started thinking, and I told the lady there, beautiful, nice lady, I said, I can't make fun of him because that could be me tomorrow. I could be standing there at 10 a.m. 2 vodkas, please. But man, that Haitian dude was living the dream. Like, what's the story on that? Like, I don't. Do you think he was still out from the night before? If maybe that's just his life, or maybe
What time was it?
10 a.m.
No, that's his life.
That's his life. Yeah, I was thinking so too. That's crazy. Once again, I don't want to throw stones in glass houses because I was at the store at 10 a.m. when it opened. But whoo, and I'm all for a breakfast beer and maybe a breakfast shot, but to be that gone at 10 a.m. But Vlad, you're dealing with some pain in your life, so maybe that's necessary.
I wish, bro. I really do it.
If you showed up like that in that state at 10 a.m. here, I'd do some heavy lifting for you, bro.
Nah, bro. I wouldn't. If I was in that condition, I'm not making it. I know. I'll tell you this. I'll be in the studio, but I wouldn't
be quiet.
I'll be in the studio. I just wouldn't be on the air.
Right. That's what I meant. Like, you just wouldn't say very much.
No, I'll just pass out. I'll just be sleeping. Not having me on the air.
That's what people always
slurring my words.
They always ask me, like, dude, you should go on drunk. I'm like, it's not fun. It sounds cool. It sounds interesting. It's terrible. I mean, I've done it. Trust me. Not so much here at this radio station, but I've done other radio stations where I went to a pool party. I got called in at the last minute and I've been drinking all day. And they're like, oh, you got to come in and do a quick, 3 or 4 hour shift. And it's not entertaining. It's not fun for me. The listener is not very fun. And I'm not even slurring a lot of the times. It's just, I'm not that creative, man. That part of my brain just shuts off and it's in just full party mode. So yeah. But yeah, man, I hope he's listening. And we love and we're beloved at Jensen's Liquor Store. So Don Julio and Manny and those guys,
yes,
appreciate
sir.
you. I'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Hopefully I'll see our friend.
Oh, he'll probably be there.
Literally, and the woman obviously goes there a lot because he didn't even say anything. He just put $2 down and she gave him the 2 things of vodka. So he's like a regular.
Clearly, if you have the exact change, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what they do at Jensen's. They like the beer I bought was 93 cents. I'm like, why is it 93? Because with tax, it's $1. It's an even dollar. So they even everything out, which is nice. I know exactly how much to spend. Yeah. So why would a crazy stallion, which you and I have both partaken in with Officer Perez, why would it be 93 cents? And then I realized because they want it just to be even. So they have to deal with change and stuff like that. Interesting. You know the trick though, Vlad. You drink that Prestige first.
Gotta drink Prestige first, then that stallion last. It you up.
We got some game.
It messes you up.
We know what we're doing here. We know what we're doing. All right, Vlad, let's relive the glory that the playoffs have been so far for these Panthers as we get ready.
Yes,
for
so that the
game
fans and listeners
1.
could listen to this. Apparently, they didn't hear it the first time.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Game 1 of this first round best of 7 series. Lilleberg tried to poke it away from Chuck loose out front. Backhand try, and they score! Carter Verhaeghe upstairs, and this one's over. The Panthers win it in overtime. 3-2 the final. Carter Verhaeghe, the game winner. Money time.
It was Saturday night, the moon was bright. Shining down this house.
It's going to be a 6-1 win for the Panthers here in Game 5. That's the game. That's the series. The Panthers win this edition of the Sunshine State Showdown and punch a ticket to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Panthers in red, right to left. The Bruins in white, left to right. We're up and running to start this second round series. The Panthers and the Bruins underway.
Oh, here we go. Pasternak. It's gonna go.
The gloves are
Pasternak and
Tkachuk and Pasternak. Here we go. At center ice, they look towards and Matthew Tkachuk dropped him to the ice. The final horn sounds, and the Florida Panthers are heading to the Eastern Conference Final for the second straight season. They top the Boston Bruins 2-1 tonight and take the series in 6 games. The Panthers are moving on. Oh, welcome inside Madison Square Garden here in New York City for tonight's matchup, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. It's the Florida Panthers and the New York Rangers, the 2 division winners from the Eastern Conference, head-to-head here this evening. Montour down low, Mark up in front, right on a shot. He scores the overtime winner here in Game 4, and this series is tied. The final seconds tick away, and the Florida Panthers are going to the Stanley Cup Final. The Panthers are Eastern Conference champions for the second straight year.
We are not done yet, not done yet, not done yet. We're very happy with the way class has gone for us, winning the first 3, but it's a different feeling this year for sure.
Belief in this group that we weren't going to be satisfied with just making it to the Cup Finals. So, we put in a lot of hard work to get back here, and it took a lot, but we're still, again, we're not satisfied yet. So we still have a job to do. We're not satisfied yet.
We're not satisfied yet.
We're not satisfied yet. We're not satisfied yet. So we still have a job to do. Job to do.
Boom! Game 1, Panthers, Oilers tonight. Amerant Bank Arena, 8 o'clock puck drop. Just leave it on this station. We'll have the pregame, the game, the postgame, everything you need for that Game 1. And if you're going on out there, of course, listen to us on the way out there, whether you're parking at Sawgrass or parking in the parking lots or like Vlad, who knows where you'll be parking and shuttling in from. Nonetheless, keep it right here before and after. During the game, we have got you covered. I am so excited about this series. Tonight, you never know, as we said, Vlad, Game 1 of any series can be kind of a feeling out. Doesn't really tell you what the whole series is going to be like. You want to get the win. It's not the end of the world if you don't get the win, but this series has got me excited. This game's got me nervous, but I'm nervous about every game. But this series has me excited.
I mean, you should be. It's been a week since we've actually seen them on the ice.
Right. Of course. But this team, in the series, I'm very confident. The game, I'm confident enough. It's Game 1, though. We're good. We're good. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be celebrating a big Panthers win. Going to be interesting to see Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and those guys in the mix, in the fold tonight. Don't get to see them very often. They haven't played each other since the first half of the season, Vlad. So it's been a while since these two teams have even played. And of course, the Panthers have been steady all year. Edmonton has been, well, at that point, we're not that good. Then they went on that big winning streak and they've been better, but they've had more of an up and down year than the Panthers. The Panthers have just been great. Like I said, some of the moments this year that really had me believing was when they would go on the road and just beat the snot out of teams night in and night out, go into hostile territory and win. And then, of course, that 9-2 victory over the Tampa Bay Lightning had me finally go, you know what? We got something special here. This is special. This is special. And then, of course, at the trade deadline, we got Tarasenko. We got even better at the trade deadline. Didn't have to give up that much. Those things all kind of came together for me. And that's when I said, I got a feeling. Ooh, tonight's going to be a good night. Panthers, Oilers, 8 o'clock, pregame 7 o'clock here on 560 WQAM. Game 2 is Monday, Amerant Bank Arena at 8 o'clock. It's been 31 years since a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup. They're hoping to end that drought up in Canada. We're hoping to keep that drought going down here in South Florida. Mike McDaniel continues to hammer home that the Dolphins have not had a playoff win in 24 years. He says that he's emphasizing the drought because he wants it to change. The season opens September 8th against Jacksonville. Actually, Mike McDaniel, he was asked at a press conference earlier this week about tonight's Panthers game. They were asking him, they said, are you going to be watching the game? They wanted to know if Mike McDaniel was watching the game. And of course, Mike McDaniel responded, well, kind of like Mike McDaniel always does.
Appreciate you. Panthers, shout out. You're going to be watching the Stanley Cup.
Absolutely. I mean, do I have a pulse? I do. I'll be there.
That's the most succinct Mike McDaniel's been in a very long time, Vlad. Absolutely. Do I have a pulse? I'll be there.
Might have been the first time he actually answered a question like instant, like there was no thought process or anything like that.
Mike McDaniel's an extremely intelligent guy. Went to Yale, of course, so he's an Ivy League guy. Wouldn't it be funny? Any question about football, he's that marauding, rumbling, blah, 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 blah. But any question that's not football related, he's very like direct and to the point.
You took all the we're gonna leave our boy Skip out of this. You take Spo, Maurice, and Mike McDaniel. Who's the smartest guy in the room?
Oh, I mean, I want to say Mike McDaniel simply because he went to Yale and seems like he's a very, very intelligent guy. I don't know. I don't know the guys really personally, so I couldn't tell you. But education-wise, I would say Mike McDaniel simply because he went to Yale. No, Spo went to Portland. I don't even know where Paul Maurice went to school at. They're all very intelligent, very smart.
They are
guys.
very smart men.
I don't think you get to be a professional coach. Well, we've had some duddy coaches around, but
Adam Gase.
I was gonna say that's one that kind of sticks out to me. But to get to that level this day and age, you got to be very intelligent and very bright. And yeah,
I think South Florida, you guys have some of the best coaches in professional sports right now. Obviously, Spo is Spo. He's
the top dog.
Yeah,
He's
he's head of the table to me in the NBA. I am just really, really impressed at the job Paul Maurice has done over the last 2 seasons with the Florida Panthers. And I got to give just the Panthers credit, even though they are the flagship and I do cover them. The fact that just the way they've changed the whole,
it's true.
The whole landscape down here.
Everywhere I go, Vlad, there's people with the Panthers gear on, and I know it's hot right now because they're
the only thing playing right now. But still,
but there was times never.
And you know what I'm happy about? They're gonna make me look good. I've said it since I've been back. The team that's gonna give South Florida a championship will be the Florida Panthers.
Oh, okay.
I said that last season. I said if out of all the teams, the team that's going to bring a title to South Florida is the Florida Panthers. You're 4 wins away. And it doesn't look like it's going to be stopping anytime soon as well.
Then we got these guys signed for a while too, man. Like this thing is pretty special. Enjoy it. The Mavericks and the Celtics, they face off in game 2 of the NBA Finals tomorrow at 8. The Celtics lead that series 1-0. That first game went pretty much as I thought it was going to go. Now I can see if the Mavericks can counterpunch. It's going to be interesting in Boston tomorrow. Kyrie Irving is 0-11 against the Boston Celtics since stomping on Lucky's face with the Brooklyn Nets. Is it a curse?
It's just I didn't have good teams.
Did you believe that stuff? I mean, yeah, but 0-11? That's a lot. Then if they do get swept, it's officially a curse.
Now if they get swept,
that's a curse.
Nah, it's a curse.
Bad job by you, Kyrie.
You could take all the sage in the world. It ain't gonna get that curse off.
Ooh, I need to burn some sage later on. I could get rid of some demons. Simeon Barrow has tweeted that he's still a Hurricane amidst rumors that he is leaving the U. The defensive lineman recently transferred from Michigan State. Brian De La Cruz went 3 for 4. Got a home run as the Marlins defeated the Guardians 3-2. Late home run also by Jazz Chisholm to lift them past the Guardians. Tonight, it's Puerto Rican Heritage Night at Lone Depot Park as the two play at 7:35.
I want to hear Big Pun.
Oh, yeah, man. Maybe, I don't know. I've been talking this week. I've actually run into a lot of people who are Puerto Rican, and they've not really been singing Bad Bunny's praises. A couple of them told me they don't really like to listen to him. So
that made you upset, didn't you?
Is he souring in his community?
He's been souring from his community for a minute, but the ladies love him. So
They were saying he uses a lot of Puerto Rican terms in really, really disrespectful ways. And I know what his music is about. I do understand what he's saying in these things. But I don't know. Some people, they said, not really. So I still love Bad Bunny. I was cleaning my house the other day listening to his new album. His new album is very boastful of himself. I think that's also ticket prices. He's fighting with J Balvin, trying to have their own like reggaeton beef with Kendrick Lamar and Drake. And he's very boastful on his new album. It's a little slower. So I don't know, but still, those 3 concerts at Kaseya Center were supposedly really hot and really great. So we'll see. I wish I could have gone. I don't know. Inter Miami, they have an international break this week and will not return to play until next Saturday, 7:30 against Philadelphia. Messi going to be on the international break. We do not know about Suarez yet because
So
he's not officially on.
Is Argentina playing friendlies?
Argentina's got some friendlies, and then they've got Copa America, and then they have got the Olympics, all that, just boom, boom, boom. So Messi could be gone for 6 to 8 weeks, which means 6 to 7 games, most likely.
6 to 8 weeks. He's going to be out for 2 months?
Could be, yeah.
Playing games for Argentina?
For his country.
And then what do you think is going to happen when he comes back after that? He's going to at least need another week off just from all the playing and traveling and everything. So you might as well, you're not seeing Lionel Messi till August.
It's a good thing we're in first place. It's like storing up. We stored up some points, and now, now that the international break has come up, our international duties have come up, we'll just wait and see. That it's going to be interesting. Well, remember, they played without the Stars the other day in Vancouver and won against an okay Vancouver team. So we'll see. Dolphins preseason schedule has been announced. They're going to host Atlanta Friday, August 9th, 7 o'clock. Then they're back home again Saturday, August 17th, 7 o'clock. Then they that's going to be against Washington. Then their final exhibition game is going to be in Tampa Bay against the Bucs. That is going to be Friday, August 23rd at 7:30.
So let me ask you this. I mean, we're probably going to, this question will be asked later on when the training camp starts. Do you even go to, this Tua is not taking any snaps during the preseason games?
Maybe in the second one he will. He might.
Because I think, are the Dolphins doing those week practices with the team that they're playing?
Joint practices.
The joint practices?
Yes.
I think you'll see them in more of that than you would actually see them.
No, but they're going to get the Tua will have some run in game 2.
I don't know.
I'm telling you,
this is year 3. I don't know. Unless you're trying to get unless you need to get a chemistry with Odell, but you're talking about some established vets here that necessarily don't need these extra snaps in the preseason.
Yeah, but he's not Aaron Rodgers. He's going to go out there. He's going to take some snaps, a series or 2 in one of the games at least. Maybe not the first, maybe not the last, but that dress rehearsal, as they like to call it, I expect him to do a little bit. You got to get a little bit of run out in the pads, man. They got to get their money's worth.
Yeah, Rick, the only thing that's snapping right now is my back.
It's a pain. U.S. men's national team, they face Colombia tonight in an international friendly. That's going to be at 5:30. Thinking about where can I sneak out to watch?
Where's the game being played at?
I can look it up right now. Let's see. U.S. men's national team. It's got to be here in the United States, 100%. Let's see if we can get some TV and streaming. It is on TNT. Okay, I can catch that. Let's see. U.S. men's national team, unrivaled story. Let's see. Striker Sergeant injury doubtful.
That's just too much.
I don't know why you're so worried about where this game is going to be played.
Because I'd like to see why. Like if it's in a place where there's going to be a heavy Colombian.
I don't know. Landover, Maryland.
So they're playing at FedEx Field.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Where the Commanders Field.
Right. It's called Commanders Field. That's right. Because Snyder's not there no more. So Commanders Field. Okay. That's a good crowd.
I would love to be there.
That's a good crowd.
But yeah, I'm going to try to watch the game tonight, actually. Keep an eye on it.
It's right before the Panthers game.
Right before the Panthers game. Perfect. Because it'll end at 7:30. And then you'll have 30 minutes to listen to the pregame and Doug Plagans and for the Panthers. So that's a good one. I'm having to rethink some of my soccer ideas. Last night I was at Duffy's in Plantation, and we're talking about the U.S. men's national team getting ready to play in the Copa America, where we want to watch the games. And I said, we're going to be doing a viewing party, Vlad, at the Weston Ale House for Jamaica and Venezuela. And I was like,
when is that?
Next month, maybe.
I might go.
Yeah, for sure.
It's down the street from the crib.
For sure.
Wait, Weston, you said?
Yeah, Weston Ale House. So I said,
what up there?
I don't care what anybody says. I'm pulling for them reggae boys. I might show up like in my, Jamaican shirts and stuff like that because, I'm Jamaican. And then they were like, "You really want to do that?" I was like, "Why not?" They're like, "There's a lot of Venezuelans that live up in Weston." I was like, "No, really? I thought it was Doral." They're like, "No, Weston and Doral." So I'm probably just gonna go neutral colors. I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm rocking the red and yellow.
You gonna do it?
Yeah, man.
And I got
Haitians and Jamaicans are basically the same. They're like brothers, bro. They're not the same, but they're brothers, man. They're brothers and sisters. I put it this way. I'm probably more shocked if a Haitian marries a Haitian than a Haitian marries a Jamaican, because we bring the two cultures together.
Okay.
We do bring the two cultures together. So yeah.
No, I mean, I got Venezuelan friends. I've got Jamaican friends.
I got Venezuelan friends too, but I'm always gonna go with the reggae boys.
I mean, I'm going with the reggae boys, but I might temper down a little bit. I don't want to, ruffle any feathers that day.
However, there's some, beautiful Venezuelan women there. I might have to root for Venezuela.
Kisses for everybody. Let's go.
If there's beautiful sistrins, then I'm gonna root for reggae boys.
I'm guessing in Weston we'll have a nice.
Yeah.
They're supposed to have supposedly on like a Tuesday night. They have like ladies' night, and it's like a club, man.
Yeah, it's nice. It's beautiful. It's a little like
I need to go out there early. Maybe do some reconnaissance before the game.
It's down the street from my house.
Vlad, can we do some reconnaissance before the game? Maybe.
Yeah,
I'm down. You know me. Iga Swiatek, she defeated Jasmine Paolini.
She's a machine.
At the French Open women's final. She didn't bagel her. She got 6-2, 6-1 straight sets. It was a no-doubter. Tomorrow, Carlos Alcaraz will face Alexander Zverev. That's the men's final at 8:30 a.m. And then, of course, this evening, the Belmont Stakes will be run in New York. Vlad, are you pulling for Sierra Leone?
I was gonna root for your
Mystic Dan.
Yes.
I got my money.
But every time you said Sierra Leone, I keep on having the Diamonds Are Forever remix in my head by Kanye with Jay.
Happy birthday, Kanye.
And happy birthday, Kanye. But so that's why I'm like, that's why when you say Sierra, it just sounds, he has a nice name. That's a nice name. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's a nice name. I've never been to
cool
the country.
name for a horse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's got a lot of raw talent.
Wow,
but he runs an immature race. Still, 9-5 is the odds for Sierra Leone. 9-5.
I love how people love my pain, bro.
Dude, I'm hurting for you. I'm not laughing. Some people make jokes about other people. Like, it's seriously painful. Like,
he said, Vlad, who you fooling? You root for Advil. Either nation would take you down right now. That's pretty.
Dude, imagine if you just even galloped on a horse right now, Vlad. You might die. Seriously, with your muscle pain and everything, because you got to have it together when you're riding a horse. If you got on a horse right now, cool. Just getting on the horse.
Getting on a horse.
It might kill you just getting on the horse.
Dude, if I fall, it's Rap City, USA for me.
You may never walk again. I'm not joking. Oh, man. With that being said, let's go ahead and step into the day spa. A 26-pound rabbit was rescued after being found running around a Santa Cruz, California highway. 26-pound rabbit. I got enough rabbits, man. I don't need a...
What are they feeding that rabbit?
Dude, they got some big rabbits. I didn't know that rabbits could get that big, but I've seen over the years, they got like rabbits that are size of dogs. Size of dog.
I ain't a rabbit, then that's a dog.
Man, those rabbits too, man. You gotta get your stuff, man. I don't have a TV because my rabbits ate through my cord, man. I gotta get that fixed. 26-pound rabbit, that's a lot. Up next, speaking of big, could the Heat be in line to get another big? We're gonna talk about that here on 560 WQAM. .560 WQAM, this is Sports Day. If you're in South Florida, you're hearing us right there on that 560 AM. Around the world on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Anywhere you go, everywhere I go, I always get an Uber driver or something that says, holy crap, I listen to you on the Odyssey app all the time, especially around Dolphin season and, when football season goes on. So that's always cool. And then, of course, you can watch us worldwide on YouTube and Twitch, 560 WQAM. Going to get back to some more of the Panthers and the Oilers tonight. Not every day you make it to back-to-back Stanley Cup finals, but today is one of those days. So we are absolutely excited about that. But I want to talk about the Heat real quick. We put to bed any talk anymore about Jimmy Butler getting traded. People want to talk about it. UD said it's not happening. Hell to the gnaw was his exact words. So I'm leaving that one. Now, I'm not going to put to rest that there could be Tyler Hero trades. In fact, I don't think those are ever going to rest until he is actually traded.
Fam, come on, man.
When are they just going to trade him?
There's things in the summer that you can always count on. 4th of July and Tyler Hero trade rumors.
Oh, yes. Well, here's some new rumors that I'm going online, InsideTheHeat.com for SI. Anthony Pasiola writes, the Heat would jump at the chance to trade for the Jazz's big man, Lauri Markkanen. So Lauri Markkanen was the most improved player in the NBA last year. He won that award. He averaged 23 points for a second consecutive season. He's a big man that can shoot the three and is consistent. They said they would like to pair him with, of course, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. They said that would be the pairing, the big three that Miami would like, which means Tyler Hero most likely involved in that trade. Start to think, is that a good trade for the Miami Heat? Trading, let's say, Tyler Hero, maybe a draft pick or something for Lauri Markkanen. If you want to go back,
Lauri Markkanen's everybody's like new favorite, like, I guess,
trade rumor.
Second tier.
Yeah,
player.
They were 31 and 51 last year in Utah. So they're kind of in that trying to figure things out, maybe rebuilding, maybe they can trade him, get something going. But if you just go by the numbers, he averaged 23 points for 2 seasons in a row. That's better than Tyler Hero's average, which is around 20. So you're getting 3 more points. You're also getting a 7-foot big man. And you get a guy that's
very good. He can average 20, shoot the 3 from the outside very well. Can go to the basket. I like him. I like him as a player, but I mean, I don't think he's the type of move to get you over the top, though.
Yeah, I don't think it is either. But I mean, is he a better player than Tyler Hero would be the question.
I don't know if player.
Better. Maybe was he a better pairing?
Pairing might be the right word. I don't know if it's better player. You can't teach size. So the fact that he's what, 6'9", 6'10"?
They say 7 foot.
Oh,
I don't know if he's exactly 7 foot, but
if you can't teach height, you can't teach height. And if he's shooting the same, I mean, what's his 3-point percentage? It's not that bad. It's pretty decent.
Let's see, 3-point percentage for his career, 37.5.
Last year, really good for a 7-footer.
Last year he shot around 40%.
Yeah, you can't teach height, and if you can shoot like the guard, I don't know.
He's listed as 7 foot, but his wingspan's 6'11", so he's probably more like 6'11". I know. How can you be that tall?
Wait, time out. How you have a 7 foot? How you 7 foot tall, but with a 6'11" wingspan? That makes no sense.
You got just normal sized arms.
Does he have one short arm? Yeah,
I don't know. But like last year, he averaged 23 points a game, 48% field goal percentage.
That's really good.
Basically a 40% 3-point.
And what's his free throw? Because if he sounds to me like he might be a guy that's nearing the 50, 40, 90.
I don't know, but I can look that up in a second. He had 8.2 rebounds, 2 assists.
That's not bad.
A steal and a half a block.
23 and 8. That's not. You don't get that. You don't get that, especially from a 7-footer who's actually athletic.
Finland, big guy from Finland. His free throw percentage last year, 89.9%.
Dude, he's nearly a 50, 40, 90.
There's no way they're going to be able to trade just Tyler Hero straight up for Lauri Markkanen, or even like they're in some other stuff.
He shot 48% from the field, 40% from 3-point line, and 89% from the free throw line.
Yep.
He's 50, 40, 90.
He's really 89.9, so he's right under 90.
All right. He's 54. He's 50, 40, 90. And those type of players, there's not many of them. Those players are the Kevin Durant, the Steph Currys of the world.
And I will say, Lauri Markkanen, now he's not as underrated as he used to be, but I used to watch some of the games and be like, man, that guy's really good. Now people are kind of coming on to him, most improved player. He is a very good player, and he's got a lot of size. He's got some good numbers. Yeah, you're gonna have to trade a lot for him, though. I don't see that.
Well, yeah, you also have to talk with Danny Ainge, and Danny Ainge is
He ain't
always
doing that.
Yeah, Danny Ainge is always trying to get more in a trade than you want. He's
Yeah.
gonna try to get every pick, every prospect that you have. You know, that's the reason why the trade with Donovan Mitchell and the Knicks never happened, because Danny Ainge wanted more and more and more. The Knicks were like, nah, that's a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
So a guy like
Lauri Markkanen,
he's
got some good nicknames too.
What's that? The
Finisher.
Yeah, Finland finisher.
The Finisher. Yeah, Finisher. Also, Laurie Legend. Laurie Bird. And then the Marksman. Oh, I get it, because Markkanen. Okay. Hey, he's got some cool nicknames, man. They got a lot of things you can play around with in there. But then again, remember, he's doing this for a team that was 31-51, where now he'd be coming over to a team where his role would be probably a little more diminished, where he wouldn't have as much, much freedom.
Wait a minute. If you put Laurie, all right, say the rumor has. I mean, say the trade does happen, right?
Whew, that'd be sweet. Love you, Tyler. Sweet.
So your starting lineup is what? Terry Rozier, Jimmy at the 2.
Yes.
Laurie, Bam, and who's your 5?
You have Caleb. Depending on what happens.
Caleb's
with
a free
Martin.
agent.
Yeah, it depends what happens with Caleb Martin. Josh Richardson.
Yeah, okay.
No, you don't like him?
I think he's good off the bench.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to give him significant minutes as a starter.
Let's see. Well, you got your. Oh, well, you know what? Well, you still want Jaime?
You still got Jaime.
You want him coming off the bench?
I think Jaime might have to move up, bro. I think Jaime's earned himself minutes.
What about Nikola Jovic?
Those two guys, yeah. I forgot about the young guys.
You'd have some good size up front. You'd have Bam Adebayo, Jokic, and Markkanen. Then you just throw in Rozier, Jimmy Butler. Then you have Hawkes, Robinson coming off the bench. Yeah, maybe Thomas Bryant every once in a while. I'm high on him.
You're the only one.
Josh Richardson coming off the bench. I don't think this trade's gonna happen, Vlad. It sounds too good to be true.
It's not a bad trade if you really think about it. Because damn, I didn't know that. I mean, when you started saying his numbers, I remember it. I'm like, damn, was he nearly a 50, 40, 90 guy? Like,
yeah,
that's pretty impressive in this NBA. If you're a 50, 40, 90 guy at 7 foot.
Yeah.
And you also giving me 8 rebounds. So, 23 and 8. You can't beat that.
Nah, that's great.
You could teach someone how to shoot. Can't teach size.
You cannot make someone larger than they are, at least not height-wise. So, man, but that'd be a devastating front line, man. Markkanen, Adebayo, and Jovic. And then you can just fill in the gaps. Terry Rozier, great. Jimmy. Nah, I don't know. That's a lineup, man. Vlad, that's a starting 5. And then, like I said, Hawkes and Robinson coming off the bench. Who knows what happens with Caleb Martin, Haywood Highsmith? They're free agents this summer. Kevin Love, he'll never retire. He'll just be here whenever you need him somewhat. He'll be hurt here and there. I'm okay with
you say he'll be hurt?
He'll get hurt sometimes. He gets hurt sometimes.
That's funny.
Look, Vlad, the older you get, the more injury prone you are.
Well,
tell him, Vlad. Tell him.
Yeah, you miss a wall, fall on your back on some bricks.
You miss a wall, catch a fall.
Yeah.
Not pretty, but man. So, Godfather, get that done for us real quick. Love you, Tyler. Seriously, love you, but get that done.
I can't wait for I can't wait for the right before the season start tweet from Tyler saying I'm still here.
And then it'll be prompted by him taking up all the heat from his social media and then putting it back on. But is that going to be our whale? It's whaling season almost, Vlad.
Oh, God.
Will that be our whale? Could be whaling season. That's something. Up next, going to do something or nothing here on 560 WQAM. Baby, baby! Panthers, Oilers. This is a special run we're on, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be stopping anytime soon, but we got to keep it rocking and rolling tonight, 8 o'clock. Pregame starts at 7 o'clock right here, 560 WQAM. Amerant Bank Arena going to be hot. I know some people actually going. They are stoked up getting the pregame going. Hopefully that guy I saw at Jensen's Liquor Store, he's going to the game tonight too, man, but he might want to pace himself a little bit. 10 a.m. Living it. Let's get to listen to something or nothing real quick. Vlad, you are going to decide whether this is something or nothing. Caitlin Clark left off the U.S. Women's Olympic basketball team. Something or nothing?
I'm going to say it's nothing, but they're going to make it something. We talked about this last weekend. They were done with the NCAA tournament, and then a week later was the draft.
Yes.
So the U.S. Women's Olympic basketball team is something that's being, that has to be put together months, maybe years in advance. So you would go with the players that are familiar with the program and who are currently in the WNBA.
Yeah, and another thing is Caitlin Clark 4 years from now probably be on the team. So yeah, let's not try to rush too much into it. We'll be all right. Do you hear about this? Former Toronto Raptor Jonte Porter's lawyer says that his client has a gambling addiction. Remember, Jonte Porter has been kicked out of the league for gambling on games. Is that something or nothing?
He has a gambling addiction? He went to therapy for a gambling addiction?
His lawyer is saying that he has a gambling addiction and it just got out of control.
Okay, we kind of figured that out. Tell us something
Lawyer.
we don't already know.
Man,
tomorrow's Sunday.
Yeah. This gambling, if you're a player, it's crazy. Like, that's one like cardinal sin you cannot do. I don't understand. You heard about the guy for the Padres the other day. That guy.
Yeah, he's out forever.
Yeah. Like, that's like one of those things. It's like murder. You know what I mean? Like, there's no gray area. Like, my only hope is that some of these guys, maybe they're like a group of guys all gambling and I'll just put in money. Maybe their friends put the bet in or something like that. And the guy for the Padres, he only won like 4% of his bets. He's a terrible gambler. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. It's just listen. People just want to be, you know what people want? People want the thrill. And I'm sorry if I'm talking a little far back. I just have to rest my back on the chair.
Oh, I thought you were reaching back to like Pete Rose days or something.
You know what people have, and I noticed this because I've also, I dabble with gambling.
Yeah.
I don't dabble. I gamble heavy. It's almost like a drug high.
Yeah, that's what I figure.
When you win.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be for guys who are already in the game.
Right.
But they, in their mindset, even though they're playing the game, it's like, oh, I'm smarter than them, or I'm smarter than the people that's going opposite. That bet opposite of what I'm betting on. That's the only reason. That's why I don't understand. Like your brother is an NBA champion.
Yeah.
You're in the league. You're not hurting for money like that.
It's an addiction, Vlad. And that's all. I guess that's all I can chalk it up to. I have many of those, but I do not have a gambling addiction. So I guess you can only have so many vices. Kendrick Lamar gives a surprise commencement speech at Compton College. Is that something or nothing?
Oh, that's something. They're not like us. I bet you they all was saying that when he went there. Oh, somebody's calling me.
I was at Duffy's last night. It was a very pro-Drake crowd, actually.
Really?
I played Not Like Us because it's a banger, as you say. And Winter, one of the hostesses, she's like, well, you got to play some Drake then. And another guy was like, don't play any more Kendrick Lamar, nothing but Drake. Another guy told me, I was like, okay, man, look.
And after
give the people what they want. Howard University has rescinded Sean P. Diddy's honorary degree. Something or nothing.
That's nothing. It's an honorary. It's what was that about? He didn't earn it. You were giving it to him honorary because you wanted the public, the publicity. Clearly anything that's associated with him is, with his name, you're running away from, but it's nothing to me. Like, whatever.
I mean, really? Did they have to rescind it? Doesn't it pretty much now?
And you don't have to publicly, what was somebody really making that much of a stink about it? Like, hey, Howard University, you need to take Sean P. Diddy Combs honorary degree?
I would think like anything that a school or a church or something that has with P. Diddy, that's been rescinded. It's just automatic. You don't have to go out and make it official.
Hey, look. He's wrong. It's nasty work. He's a nasty man. But I'm not stopping playing those hits now.
Oh, you still playing them?
Excuse me. How am I supposed to play Biggie?
That's the thing. Whenever I hear a Biggie song with P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean P. Diddy Combs, whatever, I'm always like, ooh.
I don't care. I'm still dancing.
See, I try not to play R. Kelly.
Still dancing.
Not a lot of P. Diddy.
Still dancing.
Not a lot of Lost Prophets. You probably don't know their band. Their lead singer got in some real nastiness that is unacceptable. I try not to play any Marilyn Manson because he's kind of caught in an iffy sexual area. I just want to be clean, you know, with all that stuff. I'm not saying they're right or wrong. Well, I am kind of saying they're wrong.
No, they're wrong. But I mean, damn it, we still watch movies of actors and actresses who've done heinous stuff too.
That's
so
true.
The thing about it is, as bad as they are as people, I can't knock the art.
Right. Okay. I understand. But Howard University, Sean Combs does not have a degree from there anymore.
That stinks.
Lana Del Rey says that years ago, Taylor Swift confided in her that she wanted to be the biggest pop star in the world. And lo and behold, she did it. Something or nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing?
No.
Okay. Wait till football season comes around. I can't get this one. A python swallows a woman whole in Indonesia. Is that something or nothing?
That's something. How big is this woman?
How stupid is this person?
How big is this woman?
I don't know. Honestly, not very big.
How big is the python?
Python's huge. But like when you see something nipping at your feet, run. How do you let a python consume your whole body?
That's what I need to see that. Is there a picture? Is there a picture of the python?
I didn't see the picture. I was kind of in a hurry putting that stuff together, but
Have you ever seen a snake?
Have I ever seen a snake?
Like
Yeah.
take down an animal or
On TV? I don't like that.
It's not
It's a
good.
weird process, man.
Oh damn, man. They shut you down and then they
Yeah. So what they usually, I have seen like sometimes what snakes and dragons will do is they'll bite you
and it shuts you down.
And it shuts you down, and they just like sit there and wait for you to slowly die, or as you're dying,
Right.
and then they eat you.
Yeah, it's like they smoking a blunt and about to get the munchies with you.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's basically what they do. They bite you, smoke a blunt, then eat you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your munchies.
Yeah. Man.
Damn.
And they eat the whole thing. They don't leave anything.
Mm-mm.
Like that time that snake ate an alligator and then it exploded because it ate too much.
Not one toenail done. One toenail clipping miss.
From rooter to tutor, as they say. Woo. A bear storms into a California house and interrupts a man while washing dishes. Is that something or nothing?
Wait, say that again?
A bear storms into a California home and interrupts a man while he's washing dishes.
That's something, bro. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's something, because now whenever I don't do the dishes, it's like, oh yeah, look, bear, man.
Yo, bears are nosy, man.
Bear, they take what they want, man.
They do take what they want, but it's not like it's not like they're doing it on purpose. They're just nosy.
They get into stuff.
They get into stuff. That's it. They're not like little kids.
You know what they're looking for, though?
Food. Berries.
Okay, I thought it was something else, but
porridge. Or cocaine.
Yeah, that's usually what they're looking for. But along the way, they take what they want. That's like me. Like if I'm going to get some pasta and I come across some cake, I might just eat the cake and then get the pasta. That's what they're doing. They're getting into their cake before they eat their pasta. Last but not least, a woman admits that she's an ugly woman, but she's married to a good-looking man, and she says she's sick of people telling her how lucky she is. Something or nothing.
So you admit that you're ugly.
That's a lot right there.
But you upset that people are telling that you're ugly.
Well, no, she's married to a good-looking guy. And she's sick of people telling them how lucky she is to be married to such a good-looking guy. And that she's kind of ugly. I don't know if I'd be upset. Actually, no, I wouldn't be upset. It's tough, though, sometimes.
I'm trying to figure out how many times guys cheating.
Oh, yeah, man. You guys are dogs.
If my girl tells me she knows she's ugly and I'm good looking, then and everybody's wondering why we're together, you got to figure that.
And you know some other woman is seeing that and being like,
absolutely.
Oh, hell, that's a challenge.
This might be a financial situation.
Yeah, I'm taking
She might be ugly, but she look good with the money.
Yeah. That guy's got it all, I guess. He's got
good for him, man.
He's got the looks, and then he's got the money, and maybe he's got the side pieces. That's the American dream, my friend. Is that the American dream? One of them.
At least everybody has. There's many versions of the American dream.
I was about to ask you what's your American dream, but I don't think I need to know right now. You just trying not to.
My American dream right now would be release this pain from my back.
I was gonna say it probably has something to do with your health.
That would be the greatest American dream right now.
Oh, Vlad, that is something right there. And that is something or nothing. Getting you ready for the Panthers game tonight, next hour, Quattro on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
beautiful day.
Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
Feels like it's Christmas Eve because I'm so excited tonight, 8 o'clock. Panthers, Oilers, game one. You got the best team in all of hockey against probably the best player in all of hockey. Connor McDavid coming to town, Leon Draisaitl. Western Conference champions, Edmonton Oilers. Eastern Conference champions, Florida Panthers. Paul Maurice never won a Stanley Cup, lad. Says he'd like to get one.
I think that's what he coaches for, don't you think?
So I saw the quote. Yeah, I'd like to get one. Good. I'm glad you won. There would be a story if he's like, I don't really want it. I don't care. Whatever. Whew. It's exciting, man. This is it. I got that feeling. I got that special feeling. In fact, such a special feeling. Let's play back a little bit of some of the highlights from this so far beautiful playoff run by the Florida Panthers.
Oh, welcome to the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Game one of this first round best of 7 series. Williberg tried to poke it away from Chuck loose out front. Backhand try, and they score! Carter Verhaeghe upstairs, and this one's over. The Panthers win it in overtime. 3-2 the final. Carter Verhaeghe, the game winner. Money time.
It was Saturday night, the moon was bright, shining down as hot as night.
It's going to be a 6-1 win for the Panthers here in Game 5. That's the game. That's the series. The Panthers win this edition of the Sunshine State Showdown and punch a ticket to the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
I saw a face out in the crowd.
Panthers in red, right to left. The Bruins in white, left to right. We're up and running to start this second round series. The Panthers and the Bruins underway.
Oh, here we go. Pasternak. It's going to go.
The gloves are on. It's Tkachuk and Pasternak. Here we go. At center ice, they look for it. And Matthew Tkachuk dropped into the ice. The final horn sounds, and the Florida Panthers are heading to the Eastern Conference Final for the second straight season. They topped the Boston Bruins 2-1 tonight and take the series in 6 games. The Panthers are moving on. Oh, welcome inside Madison Square Garden here in New York City for tonight's matchup. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. It's the Florida Panthers and the New York Rangers, the 2 division winners from the Eastern Conference, head-to-head here this evening. Montour down low, Bark up in front, right on a shot. He scores the overtime winner here in Game 4, and this series is tied. The final seconds tick away, and the Florida Panthers are going to the Stanley Cup Final. The Panthers are Eastern Conference champions for the second straight year.
We are not done yet, not done yet. We're very happy with the way class has gone for us. We're in the first 3, but it's a different feeling this year for sure.
Belief in this group that we weren't going to be satisfied with just making it to the Cup Finals. So, we put in a lot of hard work to get back here, and it took a lot. But we're still, again, we're not satisfied yet. So we still have a job to do. We're not satisfied yet.
We're not satisfied yet.
So we still have a job to do. Job to do.
Put a little funk in there, Vlad, because you said the Panthers, after games, like to celebrate with some Billy Joel and some other funk. Earth, Wind, and Fire, KC and the Sunshine Band.
Yes, sir.
All that good stuff. So hopefully tonight you'll be hearing some more of that Earth, Wind, and Fire or whatever else the guys like to get down to. Billy Joel, they play a little Piano Man. We didn't start the fire.
Yeah, we didn't start the fire. That's all you hear. Yep.
Oh, man.
That's when you know it's a good, you're going to go into the locker room, you start hearing the music, they're playing it, you're like, all right, cool.
That is what I want to hear tonight. I'll probably play some of that if they win tonight and get it going. Turn it up. Club, the bar. I'm not selecting tonight, so I can't play any music. But I played a lot last night at Duffy's and Plantation because for the Panthers, man, we have to be all on the same page, man. Panthers and the Oilers, they get the Stanley Cup final started 8 o'clock tonight, 7 o'clock pregame here on 560 WQAM. Then game 2, Monday, 8 o'clock. It's been 31 years since a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup. Hopefully, it will be 32 in just a couple of weeks. The Mavericks and the Celtics, they've got their game 2 of the NBA Finals tomorrow at 8. The Celtics lead the series 1-0. So the Panthers have played tonight, Monday night.
So it's
Thursday
Saturday,
night.
Monday, Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, Monday.
Feels like that Mavericks Celtics game 1 was a year ago, and also I barely even
It's not
remember.
that. We waited so long for game 1.
That's true, yeah. And then
That's
it was
why.
such a dud of a game that like it feels like it didn't even happen.
It was
Almost.
the lowest rated first game of a final since not 2021. By the way, if we're only going through, if we have to go through 3 years of data, don't just say
That's
that.
not even a fact that we need to know.
That's not even a fact that we need to know. Okay, so all right, it was the lowest rated. Okay, and I'm thinking if this was the lowest rated final since like 1953, or
Right, with tape
something
delay
like
games.
that, I'm like, all right, cool. But since 2021, then I'm thinking to myself, what was the 21? Oh, so you're talking about Phoenix, Milwaukee?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, but when was that done? Wasn't that done like in October or something like that? The
Yeah.
season was late. I mean, I know the bubble was in October, but that following year after the bubble, the season ended pretty late, like
Right.
June, like late June or something.
And a lot of people, that was when they were playing in front of restricted crowds.
And they were still
stuff.
playing in front of restricted crowds and stuff like that.
People
So
were still getting out though. So okay. I mean, yeah, you don't need to give us that fact. It's 3 years, man. It's not.
yeah, like you could have kept saved that.
Simeon Barrow has tweeted that he is still a Hurricane amidst rumors of him leaving the U. The defensive lineman recently transferred from Michigan State. Jimmy Butler was on a plane the other day flying from Van Nuys, California to San Jose, California. And of course, the Twitter world, the X world, the social media world jumped on it saying, ooh, that could be fodder for him wanting to go to the Warriors in a trade because who knows if Miami's going to extend him or not. He's not going to go to the Warriors, I do not think. Of course, in Real Heat news, the team has begun working out players in preparation for the draft. Miami is going to pick 15th. So, of course, last year we picked around that spot, and we got Jaime Jaquez Jr., maybe another diamond in the rough. We'll see. Brian De La Cruz, my favorite player. He went 3 for 4 with a home run as the Marlins defeated the Guardians 3-2 tonight. It's Puerto Rican Heritage Night at Lone Depot Park as the two play at 7:35. I'm guessing it's going to be a good crowd tonight. Even though it's kind of the same time of the Panthers game, I'm guessing it's going to be a pretty good crowd because it's always fun when they have the Heritage Nights.
It should be a good crowd.
Yeah.
I'm hoping like they get 25,000.
Yeah, we got a guy, so we'll ask him to give us his official count.
7:30 is late for a Saturday night game. That's later than the nationally televised Fox game.
Right. Yeah.
Which is Yankees Dodgers. That's a 7:15 first pitch. 7:30 is wild.
I'm guessing because it's a Heritage Night. That's why they're doing
But
it.
still, you could have done it at 4 p.m. and do the Heritage
5:30,
afterwards, like they
5.
usually do on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday's always after a 4 o'clock game. There's some festivities happening outside the stadium.
I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't know the whole reasoning behind it, but nonetheless,
hey, they know that's why they're doing it. So maybe they figure they'll get a
bigger crowd.
I think didn't we talk about the Puerto Rican Day Festival last week?
Yeah, so I found out more about it. Like I said, I've been talking to a lot of Puerto Rican people this week, oddly enough. I went to when I was in San Juan, they had the Boricuas, Benditos. They had this heritage parade.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently that was the first one they've ever had.
Down here.
In San Juan.
Oh, San Juan. Okay,
So I'm gathering all this. So they have the one in New York, which is legendary.
Right, it's legendary.
It's great.
I think it's this weekend or next.
So what they did is they modeled the one in San Juan after the one in New York, and they said it was for a lot of people who live in the United States that come back to visit Puerto Rico. So I've been to the one and only Heritage Parade. So I'm 100% for that right now.
Okay.
But apparently it's just basically a southern version in San Juan version of the New York Heritage Parade and Festival.
New York's fun, man.
I've heard good things.
Back in the days, it was fun.
I had my friend Lewis at Duffy's. He told me he used to go to the one in New York when he lived there, and he was like, "Oh man, it's unbelievable." And he's Puerto Rican, but yeah, I bet you it's wild. I mean, it was fun in San Juan, but I can only imagine in New York where it's got like more, pardon the pun, heritage there as far as it's got a longer run there than it has in San Juan. San Juan's trying to feel it out. Like we say,
Right.
like game one, trying to feel it out. Kind of like your back. You're just feeling it out right now.
You're not feeling that. That thing's done for.
No Inter Miami tonight. They're on international break. They'll be back 1 week from tonight, 7:30 against the Philadelphia Union. Messi will not be with the team because he is on international duty with Argentina. Luis Suarez remains to be seen. He has not officially been named to the Uruguayan national team for the upcoming Copa America and Olympics. It's interesting. Maybe they didn't. I saw some article that I didn't really get into. The coach was trying to make some type of statement. I don't know if it's
yeah. Like I said, I talked to our Uruguayan analyst.
Yeah, he's going to the U.S. Uruguay game in the pool play in the group stage of the Copa America up in New York City.
Nice. Alejandro Solana said that he does expect Suarez to be on the team. They're practicing here in West Palm Beach. It's nothing more than a phone call to just have him come up.
Right.
You don't need to you don't need to make a mention of it now.
He doesn't need to play international friendlies. He doesn't need to play exhibitions. He's just going to play the games. And I mean, the country would riot if one of their most famous players of all time was available and didn't play. And then if you don't win, then you're really, you be that big coach. You be that big coach and say, it's not about one man, it's about me and this team and this squad, and go lose to the United States. Go home. No, don't go home because you're not allowed back. Stay up in New York.
That's messed up.
No, he's going to be on the team. So we can expect him not to be with the team. We got a couple of other guys. Kermansky, he's not going to, he's at camp for the United States. And then there's a couple of other ones. So Inter Miami might be a little shorthanded, but I think we've proven that we can win a couple of games here and there without some of our big firepower. Florida high school athletes can now profit from NIL deals. Getting back to soccer, though, the U.S. men's national team, they face Colombia in an international friendly tonight, 5:30, Landover, Maryland. Should be fun. Should be interesting. Kind of a warm-up for the Copa America and the Olympics and all the other good things like that. U.S. women's national team, they're preparing for the Olympics where they got to get their final lineup set up. They got the new coach. They had the whole change after the last Olympics and the last World Cup. Underwhelming, extremely, especially for the U.S. women's national team. Underwhelming. So the retooled team should be interesting. Hopefully Trinity Rodman and the ladies can get it going. Iga Swiatek, she got it going. She beat Jasmine Paolini at the French Open for the women's final. That's her third French Open championship in a row. Tomorrow, if you want to get up early at 8:30 a.m., Carlos Alcaraz is going to face Alexander Zverev in the men's final. I got Carlos Alcaraz.
So do I.
Okay. Jimmy Butler does too. I'm just saying. Caitlin Clark. She tied a rookie record for threes, hitting 7 and scoring 30 last night as the Indiana Fever downed the Washington Mystics 85-83. Don't look now, but the Indiana Fever have won 2 of the last 3 games. Pretty good for them. The Mystics are 0-8, by the way.
They went to how many games have they lost throughout the season?
They're like 3-8, something like that right now.
I think they're like 3-10.
We're going to do this again. You didn't even know the Indiana Fever existed last year, did you?
Oh, I did.
They're 3-9.
Okay. Well,
DC is 0-11. I misspoke.
I'm predicting their next loss. No, let's see. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. That's 2 out of 3. Enough of that whole was it a flagrant foul thing with her? We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that tomorrow. We got Panthers.
Yeah, but just let her be, man. You know what? She's probably the one that's going to be looking forward for a break.
Yeah,
once the Olympics come, like she gets like 2 months. Is it 2 months? Yeah, like
because she has had no break.
No, bro. Like she went to the tournament. Right from the tournament, she went to be selected number 1, and then a couple of weeks later was the training camp, and then boom, season begins.
Yeah, nonstop.
Yeah, it's been consistent Caitlin Clark content for over the last 3 months.
Yeah. And it's going to take its toll. She's only a human being, Vlad. And that's the thing. Emotionally, physically, and mentally, it's going to take its toll after a while. So best of luck to her. Probably better off that she's not on the Olympic team. Like I said, 4 years from now, we'll reassess and maybe she'll get on that team and get it going. This evening, the Belmont Stakes going to be run in New York. I'm going to go put some money down with Giuseppe on Mystic Dan. Although Sierra Leone does look like a good of a horse to bet on. The odds, it's 9-5. So,
I love that name.
Yeah, I know. That's why I keep bringing it up because I actually did Of all the things I did research on this week, it was the Belmont Stakes. Lots of I got to figure out who the jockeys and the trainers are and all that other good stuff. We've got to figure out right now. We've got to figure out what's it like in the day spa. A proud cougar that goes by the name of Doug Heed. Proud cougar. Oh, Vlad, I emailed you this. Have you seen the link? Okay, good. She says she will not date men because she's too focused on her OnlyFans career now. Hey, you got to support a working woman.
Oh, we are. That's why we're paying for our OnlyFans. That's tough because they get.
You got to respect that.
They get pulled in to the attention and the money that they probably make, that they're like, oh my God, look at how quick they're making all this money. And if you are where you are, you're going to probably have people who follow you, fan clubs, the whole nine. So if that's going to take the majority of your time, you really don't have a social life.
Right. I mean,
and I hope she's forthright and honest and tell them that, this is what I do, because then that way she'll know if that individual, that man's going to be with her, even though she does that for a living or not. Because everybody says, who's in, oh yeah, I'm cool with it. And then once they get into it, they're like, nah, I'm not cool with it anymore.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute at first, or whatever. Cool with it at first, and then did you see the pictures though? I wanted you to do background work. You always got to do your
very nice.
Very background work. Man, I just wish I could get my OnlyFans page off and running, man. Got to figure that out. Up next, we're going to figure out what's going on with these Panthers. There's one glaring area that a lot of people are talking about Edmonton not having an advantage. One of their weaknesses. Will it be a weakness? We'll talk about it next here on 560 WQAM. Game 1, Stanley Cup Finals tonight. Some would argue that this playoffs tonight going to be the easiest matchup goaltender-wise for the Panthers. Remember, they had Vasilev in the first round. They had Swayman in the second round. And then in the third round, they had your guy over there, Igor, for the Rangers. All three of those guys were awesome. A lot of people saying Edmonton, Stuart Skinner, he's had his good games, like Game 6 against the Dallas Stars, but he's also had some kind of weak games in these playoffs. So you have to definitely right now, of course, Vlad, give the check to the Panthers and Sergei Bobrovsky. But Skinner is the guy that they're saying that's the reason why a lot of people are picking the Florida Panthers to win, because they have such a big edge when it comes to goalkeepers. Skinner, like we said, he's shined in some situations. Other situations, he's been okay. But it's one of those things, once again, Vlad, if these guys get hot in the playoffs, you never know what to say. But I just don't see Bobrovsky taking a step down in the finals. I figure he's going to continue his strong play. I would think.
I would hope so. But Edmonton have some great players that can put the puck in the goal.
Yeah.
I just don't think that the Edmonton goalie is going to be able to stop the Panthers.
The onslaught?
That's what it is. He could, the guys, Barkov, Kachuk, Bennett, Reinhardt, but it could come from anybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, Carter Verhaeghe as well. It just comes from so many, bro. Like they're endless. They're endless. They put so much pressure on you. They're physical. And the fact of getting that the home ice, you get the last line. So I'm going to be really shocked that the Panthers don't win this.
And yeah, I don't want to be the cocky fan and say
I don't want to be that either. But
Panthers in 4.
I'm not saying that.
I don't think you get a sweep in a final, a Stanley Cup final. It has
can.
happened. It last year almost. But this Edmonton's got stars, and stars can lead you to a game or two.
Oh, a star? No,
a
a
series.
superstar can lead you to a series.
A goalkeeper can lead you through a series,
but they also got a superstar as well.
They do. But I'm saying they're going to need their superstars to be superstars. They're going to need their goalkeeper, Stuart Skinner, to stand on his head. They're going to need a lot. And that's what we've been saying all year, and especially this postseason. Teams are going to need to do a lot to beat the Florida Panthers. That's why if you're a Florida Panthers fan, you're not cocky. You're just feeling like, all right, let's go. Let's get this game on. That's the thing. Last year, I felt as though going into the finals, come on, I hope we win. This year, I'm excited. Like, let's go. Let's get it on. I'm ready to start. Let's play. It's a different attitude. And you can hear it in the players' voices. And we've heard from the players, and you're getting the post-game sound. They've been saying it all along. Like, they have this demeanor. Like, we know what we got, and we like what we got, and we're ready to go. We're ready to rock and roll. And we're not here to, sightsee and, say how cool it is to be in the Stanley Cup Finals. We're here to win it this year. And that's a little more experience. And Edmonton, remember, doesn't have that experience. They're there for the first time. So maybe you catch them bird watching a little bit too in this series. Hopefully everything goes right. But I do believe, Vlad, pound for pound, the Panthers are the better team.
I believe that.
Now, Connor McDavid, probably the best player. I would say the best player in hockey right now. I'm not arguing that.
No.
Paul Maurice, right now, great coach, man. God, I mean, there's a reason why it's not just us in South Florida love him. It seems like the national media loves him and what he says, and they like to interview him and talk to him, and the way his demeanor is and the way this team is. Got the coach, got the players. Obviously, right now, we got the better goaltender in Sergei Bobrovsky. I like the way this thing's shaping up. It's 8 o'clock tonight, 7 o'clock pregame right here at 560 WQAM. Vlad, you're going to have postgame sound, correct?
Yes.
For tomorrow, most likely?
Yes.
Unless you fall apart and die?
Well, if that happens, yeah. But yeah.
We probably won't do a show tomorrow if you fall apart and die, Vlad. I'll be honest with you.
Now I'm gonna try to toughen it out, man. We're not on next weekend, so
yeah, that's true. But that would be a tough show for me. Like, yeah, he's no longer with us, but let's get to something or nothing.
Spark one up for me, man. That's all I say. In my honor.
Okay, I don't. It's taking a dark turn. We're supposed to be celebrating right now the Panthers going to the Stanley Cup Finals against the Edmonton Oilers. 31 years. Was Edmonton the last Canadian team to win?
No, Canadians were in 93.
Okay, Canadian. So the Montreal Canadiens.
Yes,
they were the last team.
Patrick Waugh.
And that was 31 years ago. Goodness gracious. So, all of Canada is cheering for Edmonton. Maybe not Calgary because they have rivalries. there.
Vancouver, I don't think so.
Do you think all the United States is cheering for the Panthers? No.
I just hope some of the United States is watching.
Right. Yeah. I'll tell you, man, whether you're a Panthers fan or not, you got to admire the way they play. When teams play well and do things well, they're fun to watch. Like, I'll admit, growing up, I hated the Cowboys. I still don't like the Cowboys. But I had to admit, when they had Jimmy Johnson, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, they were a good watch because they were really good and they knew what they were doing. And this is like a Panthers team. They're fun to watch because they're good and they know what they're doing. And it's just enjoyable because it's quality hockey every time pretty much they take the ice. This postseason, have they had a dud of a game other than maybe game one against the Bruins?
Against Boston.
Was that about it?
Yeah.
All the rest of them, even though losses they played well.
The losses to the Rangers, they actually, you could say, outplayed them in game 2 and game 3. They
one
lost to the Lightning. What was that game?
Was it 3?
4?
3 or 4? We can look it up. But it's been quality. I mean, I hate to say it, but quality losses, man. The Panthers have just been that.
I think it was game 4.
I'm looking at it right now. Let's see. They lost game 4, 6-3. Okay,
Yeah.
so that was kind of a dud,
But
right?
they
there.
were up 3-0 though, so it was like, all right, we could finish it at home.
Okay, so yeah, other than that, they have had a stellar postseason. This resume is absolutely beautiful. Tonight, I would love to see a 4-1 Panthers win. I don't know. Once again, game ones, they're weird. You're feeling each other out. It's such a big stage. Panthers have been there before. Hopefully the experience gets them going and they get past the Oilers. The Oilers do have that star power in Connor McDavid. I almost said Conor McGregor. Now that would be something, man. See somebody take him down. Look at our boy Rimpey on him. Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Stuart Skinner is their goaltender. Hopefully we can pepper him, get to him, and we can get that first win.
Let me answer a question for one of our YouTube.
Yeah, what do we have?
They want to know why they call Edmonton Oilers. Because they have the most petroleum in the center of Canada.
Excellent.
So yeah, they have the most. It's the center of Canada's petroleum industry. So that's why they're called the Oilers.
And once again, there's nothing to do in Edmonton
Other
except
than
go to Edmonton Oilers games.
pretty much.
Pretty much. This is your only really time you're ever going to go to Edmonton. So if you want to make that trip, and like Vlad said, it's about $1,000 one way. And it's going to be a 9-hour flight with a changeover in either Toronto or Colorado. So make that trip. Be a true Panthers fan. I salute you. Up next, going to close things out and maybe put Vlad out of his misery sitting in that chair all stiff and nasty. That's next here on 560 WQAM.
Made it easy to listen to WQAM. Just download the free Odyssey app to listen to all of our shows live or on demand. Plus, there's the cool Rewind feature where you can listen to any part of any show you might have missed anytime. Get it now and make WQAM your favorite station.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
You know it. We're on the cusp. Game 1, Stanley Cup Finals. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Got that feeling in the pit of my stomach. So excited. So exciting, too, to see that South Florida has embraced hockey the way it has. I mean, people, I think, have become less casual fans and more, I'm a Panthers fan. I see it all over the place. I see the gear. I see people talking about it. I see people admitting I was a casual fan, but now I'm into it. I'm really into it. And that's what it takes sometimes. You just got to get introduced to it. You see how fun it is and how good it is and how exciting it could be and it can be. Tonight, hopefully a very exciting game at Amerant Bank Arena. Can you believe it? Hosting game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Make it rain, rats. Let's do this. So excited.
So to listen to us, win the division, just don't win the President's Trophy.
They did that.
And look what happened. They still were able to host game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final.
Smart. That was funny at the end of the year when every team was trying to just not play their players and rest and not win the President's Trophy. It's cool, man. Very interesting dynamic right there. Vlad, you're going to be hopefully at the arena. I know you're ailing right now with the back after you fell and your legs and your arms and your whole body is in a lot of pain. So you're going to go home right now and ice it up, right?
Yeah, I iced up the pack in the freezer here. So
okay, so do you go hot and cold?
I've been going hot for the most part.
So
now I'm not gonna go cold now, and then go hot again, and then just start switching it up. I've been going hot a lot, but as I go hot, and it's that those pads is heating up my back. You know, it definitely needs to be cooled down a little bit. So yeah.
Okay, well, man, hang in there, man. Hang in there, and
I'm
you'll be
trying,
back tomorrow. Playing injured, like the great star that you are. You have some post-game sound from maybe Matthew Tkachuk, Sergei Bobrovsky, Paul Maurice.
It's gonna be funny walking in that locker room because they're gonna be like, "Why are you walking like that? You're not the one who just played."
I know.
Yeah, you're not the one. Yeah, you
took some hard hits tonight. You're like, I hear you, brother.
Yeah, what to tell you?
Yeah. Ain't easy bouncing back after you get hit. Take your falls.
Those gutter bricks. They gave me a back check.
These guys, I mean, these guys are getting hit hard. I mean, you just got to give it up to the training, and it's just their bodies. Their bodies must be pretty beat up and pretty bad, man. Because, like I said, you take a fall and you're out for 2-3 weeks. They take hits every single night, it seems like, and they're right back at it the next day. So, kudos to all professional athletes and amateur athletes, for that matter, that go out there and put your body on the line. It's quite the feat. I'm not going to do anything athletic today outside of watch it. I'm going to get out of here.
That's smart.
Yeah, I know. I already went to Jensen's liquor store. I told you I was there at 10 o'clock in the morning, picking up some things. And I'm going to go check out with Giuseppe. We're going to put some money on some horses for the Belmont. We're going to watch the Belmont. And then I think I might go to Magic 13 Brewery around here. And they got this place called Old Greg's Pizza. It's got this Infinity Pizza sign outside. It's supposed to be great. I'm going to maybe check that out and, of course, catch the Panthers game. Probably listen to it while I'm in the car with Doug Plagans, Billy Lindsay, the whole team. Maybe watch it a little bit at Old Greg's, and then post-game celebration, maybe Design District, maybe Wynwood, maybe, I don't know, where else is a good place to celebrate a Panthers win outside of the Elbow Room in Las Olas?
Well, in Dade County, I don't know, but definitely in Broward, it's going to be anywhere.
I mean, Broward,
and everywhere.
Literally, like, I know that Funky Buddha says they've been getting record crowds out there for all the Panthers games. I know Duffy's has got a big crowd. They're close to the arena, so they have a lot of that going on over there. I'm trying to think of where else. I mean, Las Olas is always going to be hype and crazy. Where's some other? I'm trying to think of other sports bars.
But before we start, let's just win game 1.
Yeah, of course. Let's just get there.
Just win game 1. It's been a long time. I do expect to see a lot of rust from both teams, to be quite honest with you, because
nerves too.
The Oilers' last game was 6 days ago. Panthers were 7. So
yeah, both teams are rested. They're ready to go.
They should be ready to go, and you'll know from the first 10 minutes who's ready to play.
I'm gonna say, can the Panthers do what they did in all the other series, which is basically just control the puck and play good defense and just pepper the goalie with a ton of shots? Stuart Skinner, get ready. Like, can they do that again? I mean, they've done it so far to every team. What would be the difference for Edmonton? It seems like we're playing our game, Just got to worry a little bit about Connor McDavid, who's always great, Leon Draisaitl, but man, it's got to feel good. And then, of course, you got Puerto Rican Heritage Night. That is over there at Lone Depot Park. Should be always interesting and fun. Always having a good time. Probably a lot of Puerto Rican music. Well, not probably. There's going to be Puerto Rican music and flags and people wearing their PR shirts and hats and everything. That's going to be a good time. It's going to be pretty much at the same time, though, as the Panthers game, which is interesting. But you also have the U.S. men's national team in Colombia in an international friendly. I might have to try to keep an eye on that. That's on TNT. So I might keep an eye on the Belmont, put some money down on Mystic Dan, maybe Sierra Leone, hedge some bets, and then go on and watch this USA men's national team, then go listen to the game, get some pizza, maybe go out afterwards, and then be back here tomorrow bright and early. Hopefully take care of myself because I don't want to be walking wounded around here, Vlad, and can't all be hurt. That'd be dangerous. It'd be scary.
Can't all be Vlad.
Can't all be you, man. Can't all be you. Expecting a big crowd tonight, a sellout crowd. How much of it will be Edmonton? That is a long trip. Like you said, about $1,000 and 9 hours of flight and layovers.
$1,000. You also got to find a place to stay.
Room and board is always a mess, man. I mean, the room alone is just ridiculous, man. Everywhere you go, it's like half of your budget is to the room.
By the way, what is board?
Food and all that other stuff.
So that's what they call board?
Yeah, room and board. That's why when they say college athletes get room and board, room, and then the food and everything else like that. But yeah, you'll probably see some Edmonton fans out there. And if you ever do strike up a conversation, ask them like, "Did you make the trip? Or are you a Canadian transplant, or just someone that's cheering for Edmonton?" Or
then I'm gonna want to know what made them transplant from Edmonton to down here.
There's obvious reasons for that.
I mean,
come on, bro. I've never been to Edmonton, Alberta, but yeah.
No, I get that part, obviously for the aesthetics, but I'm just saying, was it work related? Was it, was it a girlfriend? Was it something, you know what I mean? Was it a boy? Like,
Yeah, I know, but I would like to see it. First of all, if I am a Panthers fan and I'm out there and I see some actual people from Edmonton, I'm not gonna heckle them. I'm not gonna give them a hard time. I'm gonna say, hey, welcome to South Florida. Worst of luck tonight, but glad you're here. Let's have a beer.
Damn, I've never heard that. Worst of luck.
I will wish you bad luck tonight. I'm sorry, but
you're mean.
I need this cup, man. I need this Stanley Cup. I want to see it. I want a parade. I love parades, man. There's nothing better than a little, as your guy at Jensen's liquor store, a little 10 a.m. eye opener while you're at a parade, man.
10 a.m.
But he wasn't having an eye opener. He was more like keeping it going, lifeblood, man.
Let me read some text. Richie says the Funky Buddha's spot to go to after the Panthers win.
Okay.
Richie, thanks. 305 wonder if the Oilers touched the Western Conference trophy due to the superstition.
Rookie mistake.
Last year, the Panthers each held the conference championship, and this year they didn't do it. You realize Weston is known as Westonzuela.
Yeah, I did not know that. I now will temper back wearing a bunch of Jamaican gear to the watch party between Jamaica and Venezuela when they're in Westonzuela at the Ale House later on this next month. I think next month. And yeah, I'm going to scale that back. Now, I'm still wearing my USA kit whenever they play, no matter what. When they're playing Bolivia, you can eat it. When they're playing Panama, you can eat it. When they're playing Uruguay, you can eat it. I'm wearing my USA kit.
Okay.
That's my team.
All right.
And hopefully we win. Man, winning the Copa America on native soil. So excited. That, yeah, man could dream. U.S. women's national team, too. We love them. They're great. So, Vlad, you got the game tonight, and then it's Monday, 8 o'clock, right?
Yes.
And then we go Thursday in Edmonton. I don't know if that's at 8 o'clock. And then it's going to be another Saturday at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And
So
I
I
don't
think
look past 4 games because I don't remember.
What I believe is because of traveling, and it makes sense, it's 2 days between.
Okay.
So
makes sense.
Yeah. Right. So there's a day in between if you're playing 2 games Obviously, game 1 and game 2 in Sunrise, game 3, game 4 in Edmonton. Game 5, game 6, and game 7, if necessary games happen, then there'll be 2 days off between each game because they got to travel from each city to city.
Ah, so they're giving some travel time. It feels like I haven't seen an NBA game in like a month.
Well, that's because you haven't seen an NBA game probably for the first time. Yes, Thursday was the first time you saw an NBA game since maybe May 31st.
Right, and it wasn't much of a game, so
No, not even May 31st, maybe May 30th.
Yeah, because both teams wrapped up their series pretty quickly. The Celtics won in 4, and the Dallas Mavericks won in 5. So the teams were rested up. Boston looked like it knew what it was doing. Dallas looked like kind of a deer in the headlights. Hopefully that happens tonight at Amerant Bank Arena. The team that's been there before will look like they've been there before. The team that hasn't been there before will look like they're bird watching, and we can get that big first win of the series, get 3 steps away from the cup. Now, remember, Florida Panthers have never led in a Stanley Cup Finals as far as the series is concerned. Because remember, they got swept the first time they went. And then last year, they won game 2 or 3. I can't remember. But they ended up losing 4-1, and they did not win the first game of that series. So this could be another historic night for the Florida Panthers. Will you be talking to Sergei Bobrovsky after the game?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Now this is different now. It's more media, more natural media.
You got to fight for your right.
I have to fight, and I got a broke back right now, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get my side by side with Sergey.
Your post position, you can't move it. You're not as fleet of foot.
I'm not fleet as foot.
Some of these people are vultures, man. Vultures. I've seen naked men doing interviews, and there's people that get right up in there, and I'm like, whoa, hold up, hold up. I don't need that audio that bad, you know.
Nobody does. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's the show for today.
Hold up, I still got some stuff.
No,
to
that's
talk
it.
about.
I added
We're not
another one.
done.
I added a PSA.
No, we're not done.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
Philadelphia,
I'm done.
Phillies.
Ladies and gentlemen,
lead 7-2.
tune in tomorrow.
New York,
noon to
Jets,
4.
Philadelphia.
It will be a recap of
is
game
winning
1.
in London.
Preview game 2
Baseball.
of the NBA Finals.
I'm so excited.
See if the Marlins win.
We got the pregame starting supposedly at 7:00 for the game tonight.
There you go.
Pregame.
Ladies and gentlemen.
For
That's
Vlad,
the end.
I'm Dan Day. One more thing. This has been Sports Day on 560 WQAM.
Later, fools.
The Florida Panthers